Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the cafe. And it is I, the Dago. Wow. Good to see you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Guys, we are back. Coming around the corner back into coffee and a cold case again. Today, guys, we're looking into a pretty wild situation. It's the Chillicothe 6. There's more to it than that. Here in Ohio, Chillicothe, Ohio, to be quite evident for sure, of course, because the name's there. So anyway, I don't know what I just said there. Ignore that. Like I said, thank you guys for being here. Please make sure to hit the like button, share this out. This is quite an interesting situation. There's a whole lot involved, and I think you guys are really going to dive into this with me because it's just got so many moving parts, and so many unanswered things. There are some things to look at. There are some things to be. It's weird. So, thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you're having a great start to your day. Let's see if we can make it even better and get this show on the road. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, guys, here we are. Welcome back. Welcome back. Good to see you. Honestly, y'all, I don't know where Mama Bear is. I haven't seen or heard from her yet today, so I don't know what's going on that way. Maybe she'll surprise us. Maybe she's busy. I don't know. I hope she's okay. welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Again, Mom Bear's link is pinned in the chat. As always, please make sure to click on that. Jump on over there and show some love. Hit the like button, subscribe, notification bell if you have not yet, and share it out. Thank y'all. And make sure you do that here if you could. Hit that like button, please. And thank you. Hit the subscribe button if you have not yet, and the notification bell, and share us out too, guys. So let's see if we can get some more peeps in here to hang out with us on a daily basis. That would be awesome. Come on down, guys. Grab a seat, grab your coffee. We got a hell of a cold case to look into here. Right here at home in Ohio. Anywho, come on in, get comfortable. Like I said, grab a seat, grab your coffee, please, and thank you. It is great to be back with you all. Thank you guys for joining us last night for a little creepy content. I hope you guys that were here enjoyed that, if you could. For those of you that didn't, I hope I didn't scare nobody. I enjoyed it, especially towards the end. Oof, some of them things got a little shaky there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yup. Come on in and grab a seat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who we got in here with us this morning. Sassy Cassie, of course. Good to see you, Cass. Miss Rowena, welcome back to you. Moonlit Baby's in the house. As always, a pleasure. And Stitch, is great to see you. Thank you for joining us today. The lovely Miss Stormy's in the house. Welcome back, Stormy. Brandy B, our OG, going on 4 years. Thank you for being here, Brandy. Good to see you today. Miss Josie West, I hope you're feeling good and you're healthy, ma'am. Great to see you. So happy to have you here. Chucky's only my co-host for the Saturday shows. Chucky's hiding right now. And of course, the lovely Miss SRBBBBBBBB. Welcome back to you. Let's see. The last 24 is in the house with big old Mikey's in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, brother. Great to have you here, Poppy. Let's see. CJ Sky, all the way from over the pond. Thank you for joining us, CJ. Great to have you here. And everybody, like Miss Stormy said, please like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss joining us live every time we do it. Miss Peggy Bradenball, welcome back, Miss Peggy. Great to see you today, as always. Let's see. Bonnie Bailey, my love, wonderful to see you, my dear. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're doing okay. In my prayers and thoughts every day, Miss Bonnie. You know it. You know it. Let me see. Yeah. So. There she is. Dag burn. Johnny Gobble's dead. Floozy Mama. Welcome back. And thank you so much for being here. Just so I can say that. Tommy G. Tommy G's in the house. New name. Wonderful to see you. I was told those deaths were connected to cops and lawyers and about drugs and sex. Well, it sounds a whole lot about what we're going to be talking about today, Tommy. So thank you for joining us. Steven with the crime mobsters in the house. And welcome, Klein, with the missing black people. Wonderful to have you here, my friend. Link is in the chat for Klein's channel, guys. Please go check him out. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Hit that like button and the notification bell. You don't want to miss any time Klein goes live because he does some great work over there. That channel name is The Missing Black People, The Forgotten. Wonderful, wonderful channel. And he does some wonderful stuff. So thank you for joining us, Klein. It's great to have you here, my friend. Again, y'all, please hit that like button. Please share this out. And good morning to all you beautiful people. It's wonderful to have you here with us again. Let's see here. That's awesome, Miss Bonnie. It's wonderful to have you here every single day. It's a joy for me. Congratulations, Miss Stormy. 6 months. 6 months in the cafe she's been. We got to welcome Miss Stormy back to the team again, along with, where's she at? She's late on her first day back. Oh, my goodness. Miss Alicia J. That's okay. It's okay. I'm just teasing about that late stuff. You guys know I don't care about that. I hope she's okay. But yes, I want to welcome them both back to the team and welcome home, ladies. It's great to have you back. You are all so very much appreciated. That goes for all of you blue crewers. I couldn't do this, wouldn't do this, shouldn't do this without any one of y'all. I promise you, I have the best team on YouTube right now. That's a fact. And I love each and every one of you guys for everything you do. I appreciate you guys so very much. I hope you know that. Miss Trish Crow, welcome back to you. And welcome all the meatballs, all the green. If it's not blue, it's green. Hey, some great colors there. I love them. Yellow and blue make green. And blue and green make me happy. So let's see here. I don't know what's going on. You might have to go out and come back in, Brandy. Sometimes it does it. Uh-oh. Alicia's getting detention already. Good Lord already. Switch your chat to all or live chat. There you go. Thank you, Miss Trish, to see all the messages. Yeah, you might have to do that, Brandy. Let me see. What are we talking about over here? Are you guys running a poll to see how many cups of coffee I've had already? I bet you are. I'm just in a good mood, you guys. I know that seems crazy, but I am. I shouldn't be, but I am. I'm grateful to be upright and walking and that I woke up this morning. Let's see here. I don't think I missed anybody so far. If I did, my apologies. I will get back to you. I promise. 25 peeps in the house, 16 lights. Let's see if we can make that match, guys. Pretend maybe like you like me a little bit. Maybe. Yes, Chucky is only going to be joining me for. I have to have a co-host for the Creepy Unexplained and Scary Saturday nights. So that's when you'll see Chucky. I don't know if you'll hear him though, because he needs He needs new batteries, but I was told last night no batteries. So 3 shooters in the JFK files. Oh my goodness, we went from 1 to 2 to 3. Is it going to be 4? I don't know. You may have to look into that one day. I have had 3 cups of coffee, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I've had. Believe that or not. And everybody that's out here, guys, that's not in the chat, just kind of hanging out in the hallway there. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all so very much as well. God bless. Cassie said 4. SRB said Chucky doesn't need to make appearances except on scary streams. Like, I'm just saying, he was mouthy last night. He wouldn't shut up. I've been lurking in old cemeteries. Creepy in the morning already. I love it. Love it, love it. Virginia Wolf in the house. What's happening, brother? Too funny. I'm working on 3 cups of coffee too. Hey, hey, brother. Cheers. Cheers to you. I wish you would. We will have to look. I said her about a month ago, Ro, that we probably will do a thing. I love the JFK stuff. So we probably will. God, I need a haircut, you guys. When did somebody tell me? I look a mess. I look like I slept under the bridge last night, which I didn't. But yeah, I need a haircut. Somebody should have told me. I'm starting to look a little funky here. I'll fix it. Oh, there she is. Bada bing, bada boom. They were trying to give you detention already, at least. And I was like, nah, it's okay. It's okay. Guys, you don't ever have to worry about being late in here. I am never, ever going to be upset with anybody. Real life is real life, guys. This is a thing, okay? This isn't real life. We all have families and kids in life and stuff. So don't ever, 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 ever worry about being late to this, please. Cassie says you're grounded. Alicia Stormy says you got detention. Good Lord, you guys are rough. Cassie says no excuses. Well, when you got 6 kids, I mean, come on now. It's a wonder this lady can make it in here, and she's got little ones too. I'm sure little Miss Hazel was not being very appreciative of mommy taking off to do her other true crime stuff today. She got babies, folks. Babies are babies. We know it. Josie said 5. So you guys are right around there. This is number 3. Wait. No, this is number 4. So who was that? Cassie, you win. Oh, she's sleeping right behind. So sweet. And Matthew. Yes, we got Matthew here. Matthew's a handful. We got Liberty. We got Hazel. We got all sorts of all your guys' children are just amazing. I love you guys. I love you guys are just that's why I'm in such a good mood. I've been talking to people this morning. I've been checking up on people I haven't seen, making sure everybody's okay. So just so everybody knows, let me find it here. I like to keep the whole community, the whole family up to date on what's going on with peeps. Hold on 1 minute here. 1 second. I did speak to one of our other team members last night and this morning, I should say. Miss Kelly Kells for life. Kells, she's a mod here too. She's took a bit of a leave of absence for some stuff. She's doing okay. She's doing good. She said she misses everybody, and she said hopefully she will be back soon. So that is awesome. Also, let me see here. I did put some feelers out to Miss Paula, the prying Paula, not the Paula that we see regularly, but prying Paula, to make sure she's doing okay as well. Let's see here. Okay. Hold on here. I reached out to Phantasmic Ether to see how she's doing, and Noni. I told you guys if I don't see you for a while, I start to get a little unnerved and I start looking around just to make sure everybody's doing okay. Um, Also, let me see. I think that's it. I think. I think. I think. I think. I think. Yes. 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 Let's see. Oh yeah, I do. You guys know if after a certain amount of time, if I don't see or hear from somebody that's part of this community, I will reach out just to see if everybody's doing okay. I haven't heard back from Noni yet or Paula, but Paula said that she might be a while the last time I reached out, so that's understood. But Kelly Kel's doing okay. And then she said hopefully soon she will see us all. She misses everybody. There's the lovely Miss Wisdom in all her infinite wisdom. Thank you for joining us, ma'am. Good to see you. And again, guys, this lady's been busy, 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 checking out and taking care of the True Crime Cafe Facebook page. 2 days, guys, and she's doing wow. Thank you so much, Miss Wisdom. You're doing some amazing things for real. And thank you for that. If you guys haven't yet done it, please check out that Facebook page. Follow it, guys. We need more peeps to join us over here, and let's put the word out through Facebook and all that stuff. Unbelievable, great stuff there. Wisdom, and of course, Miss Brandy has been busting her butt on our TikTok, and she's got some new stuff in there as well. If we can drop the links for both of these, you guys, please and thank you. The Facebook and the TikTok. Speaking of, she already did it. She's always ahead of me. There it is. So fast. You're so fast. So there's the link to the Facebook page, guys. And we will drop the TikTok here in a minute. Miss Brandy handles that, and she does amazing things over there. So thank you both, Wisdom and Brandy, for what you do. And of course, they are the main part of the team that runs our Discord as well. And if you're not in there yet, let us know. We'll bring you on in. We're going to be doing music nights and movie nights and some stuff that we can't watch here on YouTube in there. And it's kind of fun. So join us in there for that. Wow. Cassie's talking about getting Botox already. Mom, you better get her. Let's see. You're okay, Alicia. Take your time. No rush. Miss Taylor's in the house. Tater. What's going on? What we got here? Thank you, Sherry, for that. Yeah, she said it's going to be a minute, but she misses everybody, and she will be back around eventually, Miss Paula. Well, Bullhorn Betty Y is the bitch so lucky. I don't know. How did she get lucky, Miss Taylor? Where do I see Mikey Mike? Mikey Mike. Mikey Mike. Mikey Mike and the Funky Bunch. Oh, yeah, because I think Mike is the only male, as of now, moderator that we have. Maybe that's what we should rename the Blue Crew is Mikey Mike and the Funky Bunch. I'm just kidding. Calm down before you guys come at me all at one time. I'm just kidding. There again, thank you guys. If you want to jump into that Discord there, you can email Miss Brandy here at mama350 at AOL.com. Title at Discord, link, and stating your YouTube name so we know who you are. And jump on in that Discord with us, if you will. Please and thank you. There's Miss Cat K. Welcome back. Good to see you, dear. Thank you for joining us today. AI buddy must have run out of steam. Gotcha. Thank you, Miss Alicia. Yes. Great to see you, Kat. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining us. I'm sorry about the ads. They're set at the lowest. I promise you, they really are. Has anybody heard of the Chillicothe 6, by the way? Anybody? SRB? Anybody else that may be from Ohio? Stitches, you're in Ohio too. There's the Cap. What's happening? Captain Jenks. What's going on, brother? Good to see you today. Alicia's in Michigan. You may have heard about it too. Yeah, in Indiana. Okay. Well, that's a big story, guys. There's a lot of people involved, including important peoples, in my opinion, from what I looked into. Tommy G's in Muskingum. Okay, so we got. All right, let's do this again real quick since we're doing this. If you don't mind, of course, if you're okay with it, let me know where you guys are tuning in from. In here, we got 34 beautiful people in here and 25 likes. We'll fix that next. But let me know where you're tuning in from. I really want to know. I love seeing it. Great to see you, Kat. I hope you're doing good, hon. Wonderful to have you here today. Steven's saying North Carolina. That is so awesome. DFW, Texas, Miss Stormy. North Carolina, Mr. Steven. Mark Schumann's out of Massachusetts. Welcome, Mark. Wonderful to see you, brother. Of course. Mikey says BFE, Ohio. Mikey, you are not in Ohio. I wish you were. That would be some fun shit, bro. We'd get in trouble. Rowena is South Carolina. That's awesome. Miss Sassy says Washington, Ermagerd. Miss Bonnie Bailey, London, Ontario, Canada. SRB said Ohio Bluck. CJ, we got another Aussie in the house from down under. DJ Sky, wonderful. Josie said Wisconsin, waiting on a storm. Be careful, be safe, Josie. Miss Peggy's out of Colorado. Great to know that. Cat K in Texas. Awesome and amazing. So we got 3 people in here from Ohio so far. Of course, Brandy's still in Arkansas, but moved and got a beautiful new home. I'm super proud of you, Brandy. You're doing great. She showed me a little tour this morning. Awesome stuff. Let's see. Tommy, well, we know now Tommy's in Ohio, Muskingum County. Stitches is in Ohio. Miss Tater Tot is in Oklahoma. Let's see here. Trish Crow's in Michigan. Whoop, whoop. Hey, neighbor. Miss Alicia's in Michigan as well. Mama Bear's out of Indiana, but she's not here right now, but that's okay. Spiders and the snakes. Brandy's originally from Ohio. That's true. Oh yeah, SRB. She did good. She got herself a nice place now. Dagburn, Johnny Gobble's dead floozy mama is out of Indiana as well. Awesome. Another neighbor. Dandy's in the house, lurking from Colorado. That's awesome. Good to see you today, Dandy. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're doing okay. Oh, hold on. We don't need this on now. Ugh. Yeah, you definitely moved on up, Miss Brandy. Very proud of you. There's Tomboy peeking in from Texas. Did Tandy go back to work, Tomboy? Is her spring break over already? Seems like she's only had a couple of days. God, that was not. It went by quick too. It was nice to have her in here for that week. Tomboy's close to you. Awesome. The tomboy. Yes. Sitting break is over. She had 10 days. Was it really 10? It only seemed like 4 or 5 days, tomboy. That's crazy. Went by really quick then. Jesus. I heard the birds are scary too. Well, we'll get her. We'll probably get her pretty much full time within the next couple months when school lets out, right? Or does she do something over the summer too? Some teachers do that. Wonderful to see you, Dandy. I hope you're doing great today. 40 people in the house, 25 likes. Come on, guys. You can make that happen. Sitting break. I just figured she just sat down the whole time. That's all, Tomboy. No big deal. Speaking of Tomboy, let me show you guys something. Tomboy, we all know Tomboy's a crafter, right? If you didn't, she is. She does some really cool shit. She's made me some really neat stuff. Some other stuff too. She makes these neat little purses and stuff. I want to show you guys this. She sent me last night. Kind of cute, in my opinion. She does some neat stuff. I'll have to show you my coffee and donuts she made me a long time ago. I love it. It does not leave my desk. Check that thing out. She's always in her little crafting room. Busy, 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 busy. So I believe this is a purse. If you can correct me, Tomboy, if I'm wrong. But she made that. She sewed all that together. Sewed the zipper in, put this material, sewed the glasses on. It's really cool looking. I love it. And the colors are pretty. Very pretty. So there. That's what Miss Tomboy does. She does some really cool stuff, you guys. And I appreciate it too. I got to get lucky enough to get some. She sent me my own personal bag. It's got the True Crime Cafe insignia on it. Kind of a tie-dye thing. It's really cool too. I love that. And my favorite thing I have ever gotten that's from the crafting stuff. I love this, guys. My coffee, my own personal coffee and donuts, and it's 3-dimensional. They feel, see that? And sorry, I've been talking that whole time. Anyway, yes, she made this. There's donuts. See those donuts? How real they look. The maple cream stick, my blueberry donuts, those are my favorites. And then it says the Dago's True Crime with donuts and coffee. And there's my little coffee. It actually kind of looks like my coffee mug I drink out of too. See? She did an awesome job. And I love this thing. It sits right here next to me. Always. And I love it. She's very talented. She's made some really cool things. El Barica. Wow. Yeah, those things look like sleep blinders you put on at night. Really cool stuff though. Yeah, I know. I know. Very cool. Yeah, she's very talented. She's done quite a few other things too. Um, Another one of my favorites, if I can get it out of here. Most of you guys know that I'm a huge, well, some of you know I'm a huge Scooby Doo fan. She made that for me. It's a pen. It's my Scooby pen with the cheeseburger hanging off his head. Yes, very talented. And the pen still works. Kinda. It's fading, but it's still there. I use it all the time. Kennedy's. Kennedy's Bakery in Cambridge. I've never been there, Tommy. White House Farms in Canfield is the best I've ever had around here. We have Maggie's too. So again, Tomboy and her talents, super talented. My wife has some stuff. We have a notebook cover she made, all sorts of good stuff. I usually use these Sharpie gel pens. My wife gets them at work for free. I love these things. Love these things. Finger red one. I gotta get this stupid mic changed out. Yes, the new house is awesome for Miss Brandy. I'm super excited for her. I now have 3 tubs of just mini keychain bags, key fobs, AirPod holders, etc. Wow. Oh, you go to those Ben stores and get them stuff, don't you? The pen is very cool. Yes, the Scooby pen was awesome. I loved it. Oh, are you talking about these gel pens? Yes, these are amazing. I wrote with it one time and I was like, oh yeah. So she hides them from me now because she knows I'm gonna take them. There you go, guys. There's a link if you guys want to become a meatball and jump into sauce. Again, Tomboy, great deal on that. Or great job on that. If I hope I was right by saying it's a purse. It just looks like maybe a little, like a change purse or something. I don't know. Oh, you made all those things. Okay, that is cool. You're always busy. I'm not surprised. Let's see here. Thank you, SRB. What is today? Wednesday. I guess we. Yes, it's Wednesday. Miss Cat K's in Texas as well. Wonderful to have. Miss Gurn, Massachusetts. Oh, what did I do? There we go. Wednesday, March 19th. It's gone by quick. Okay, we got 36 peeps in the house and 26 likes. We're just 10 shy. Well, you don't want to hit the like. I understand. It's okay. Tomboy Bonnie's asking if you sell any of that stuff, Miss Ma'am. I told her she should. She never listens to me. Tells me to shut up. Always telling me to shut up. And flinging the bird. Miss Paula Fitzhenry, welcome. Good morning, dear. Good to see you. Where'd the card go? I don't have the card, Tomboy, unless it's moved. My wife cleaned up some stuff over here and put things away for me, and now I can't find things. Hang on. Hey, that's a lottery ticket. How the hell did that get in there? Let's put all my cords in here. I can't find Tomboy's card right now, you guys, so I'm sorry. Just her Facebook page. Well, do you have a link for your Facebook, Tomboy? Drop it in here. Ma'am, you can do that. You have a rent. Or tell me and I'll pull it up for you. You've been busy in the Facebook there, Miss Sherry. Wow.
Okay. Got it? Okay.
Thank you, SRB. There's the link to the Facebook page. Probably Milo, Cassie, if you did. You did? Did we got new followers in there? I didn't even notice. I don't know how many we had in there to begin with, Jerry. How do you find that? I don't do well with these things, you guys. I don't know where to look on, especially this page. The personal Facebook pages, I get it, but this one is different because it's for a community like YouTube, okay? So I don't know. Shoot, we could put reels and stories in there and everything. They even have this thing that they want you to pay for that you can boost your channel on. It's like, God, you guys charge for everything. Where do you see the new followers at? Ads manager. Insights, ads, families, settings, search, all twos, edit, planner, and content. Yeah, I don't. I wonder if there's a way to transfer what we do here to Facebook. Or actually, I can link it to Facebook, I think. Yes, I can. That's true. I just remembered that, Sherry. Doink. I'm such a ding dong sometimes. I have 184 followers. It's a creator page. Right. Awesome. How many did I have before you got a hold of it, Sherry? No, it's okay. Don't worry about that. Yeah, actually, I can link and run. I just realized this morning, actually, it's funny because I was looking at it. I never paid attention. When I set my lives up, I can link it to Facebook as well to go live for both, but I think I have to run something different. Yes, yes. Yeah, I know, Mike. They're a little bit not as bad as TikTok, but a little bit more picky. I'll just say picky. So, all right, guys, let's get some things up and moving here. Sorry, I'm just rambling on like nothing's going on. First thing I want to put out, I don't know if there's any changes on this, Miss Sherry. If there is, I'm sure let me know. Is okay. Thank you, Taylor. Araya Myron. Yeah, Josie, the link was SRB dropped there. Here's a link right here, actually. It's in the chat there. We have a Navajo Division of Public Safety poster that was put out for a missing juvenile, Araya Myron, age 9. He is 4'5", 80 pounds, brown eyes, black hair. Clothing was unknown. Looks like Araya was last seen October 31st of 2024. Grandfather Clarence Myron has custody of Araya Myron and Mila Myron, but both were taken by the mother, Nicole Huskin, and her boyfriend, Murphy Zani. Vehicle involved was a 2019 white Chevy Silverado with Arizona license BB1240, an extended cab, and possibly pulling a travel trailer. Araya Myron has been entered into the National Crime Information Center. If you have seen Araya Myron or you have any information on his whereabouts, please contact the Navajo Police Department, Tuba City District at 928-283-3111, extension 3112. Thank you, Miss Sherry, for giving me that. 2 siblings, Araya Myron and Mila Myron. Okay. And got you. Got you, Sherry. Thank you. Yeah, I heard, Cap. I heard. And Miss Brandy dropped the link for the TikTok, guys. If you want to go check that out, Brandy, drop that in the Discord for me in the back, real quick, if you wouldn't mind, dear. Thank you, Miss Sherry, for sharing that with us. Also, let me see. I do not have any new flyers yet, guys, besides that. So, my apologies. We will get some soon, I promise. Oh, it absolutely should have been an Amber Alert. We all know that. That's the problem. That is the problem. Unbelievable, too. Bunch of BS. It is absolutely nothing but a bunch of BS, you guys.
Bullshit. A 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 bullshit.
So much of it. So much of it, guys. We know that. No, nowhere near wisdom. You know better than that. Nigel Turner, best documentary. I'll have to check that out too. All right, guys. Let me see here. Get this up and moving. What just happened here? Here we go. Oh, 100%. It surely is, Trish. It surely is. There's a link or to a petition that Arctic has put together and put out, and it's to get the Amber Alert standardized so that it's not so hard. And he's trying to get together 200,000 signatures on it. So yeah, well, that's right. You did sign that. I forgot. So hopefully we can get that changed so that can happen that way. Okay, now I'm gonna go with. Hold on a minute here to start this off. Here, give me a second, guys. So Ross County, Ohio, is a busy area, and it had been 9-10 years ago. Starting with 9-10 years ago is when all this stuff went down, pretty much. And I'll give you a news break on it, and then we're gonna get into a little documentary about this. This is a really scary situation. It's pretty crazy how they just kept adding up and adding up and adding up, and it's not just in Ohio, guys. It goes between Ohio, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. Okay, thank you for that, SRB. I'll give you a little news break on this, and then we're going to jump into the story. There's a lot to it, So bear with me. And I was going to do each one of these cases separately, but it would take me forever. So I put them, they're all together combined in this. You're okay, Stormy. Something wrong? Trying to get yourself together. Is everything okay? That's very true, Alicia. Very true. Yes, Muskingum did have some ties to this too. You're right, Tommy. Good point, my friend. All right, let's look at this here.
Entire town on edge. Several women go missing. Some of them later found dead. Now the FBI is asking if there's a killer behind all of their deaths. You're looking now at 5 of the 6 women who've gone missing in southern Ohio in just the last year. 4 of them have been found dead. Just one just a week ago in Highland County. So now the FBI is stepping in to find answers here and also bring closure to these cases. Today, 9 on your sides.
Now this story here was put out June 25th of 2015. So this will tell you how far back this goes, okay? We're at 10 years on this now.
Roseanne Aragon went all the way to Chillicothe. She spoke with authorities on how the investigation is unfolding and the worries now from local residents.
The population here in Chillicothe is 23,000, a small community where you would think everyone knows everyone's business. But the disappearances of these women have the community feeling uncertain. Investigators and residents alike asking the questions, what's happening to these Chillicothe women, and is there a serial killer on the loose? It's a dark mystery in this small town of Chillicothe.
And there's actually more. SRB. I also found a case of a man, Nicholas Bogg, that was found deceased, and they're saying there's a possibility that he's linked to this as well. There's a lot of moving parts and a lot of people involved in this, you guys. It's crazy.
Women missing, 4 found dead, all since May of last year.
Found a woman's body in a creek.
All 4 bodies found near water. The first to be found, 30-year-old Tamika Lynch, who was found dead in Paint Creek. Her mother today still heartbroken.
Had her whole life ahead of her. It's not right. Somebody just threw her away like a piece of trash.
Her cause of death, a multiple drug overdose. But the facts show she was dead even before she was in the water. Circumstances similar to several other women gone missing, some in the same networks.
They've all lived similar lifestyles. We know that they've had drug addictions, heroin being the...
Now I'm going to put this out there because we've had these talks before. A lot of these women were involved in prostitution, drugs, lifestyles, and things like that. That does not mean they are not important. Sadly, law enforcement does not always look at that like they are. They're still people, they're human beings, and they should be treated as such. Just because their lifestyle is not what you think it should be doesn't mean they're not important. And that pisses me off to no end. They all matter. They live and breathe like the rest of us, and we are all the same brothers and sisters under the same God, as I say to you guys all the time. I'm so tired of seeing these people forgotten and ignored just because of their lifestyles. It's disgusting to me. So remember that.
drug of choice for most of them. Also, some prostitution issues in their lives.
Officer Bud Lytle has been investigating this case since the beginning. In the 19 years he's worked here, this is a first.
It's shocked our community, in all honesty. It's one of those things.
Exactly.
We've never had anything like this here.
The latest breakthrough, a body found over the weekend.
Morning, Miss Molly. Thank you for joining us today. Appreciate you, dear. Good golly almighty.
This one of 26-year-old Tiffany Sayre. She was alive 6 weeks ago.
This is not the closure we wanted. We wanted her home.
The
It
unsettling
sure doesn't.
feeling
That's
of
something I'm
not
working on too,
having
Chris.
answers.
There's a serial killer out there, and that's a legitimate question. And again, it's not something that we've ruled out.
Right now, Chillicothe Police and the Ross County Sheriff's Office are partnering with the FBI to form a task force. They say right now the best information they have is coming from the community, and they're urging anyone with any information to call police. Reporting in Chillicothe, I'm Roseanne Aragon, 9 on your side.
All right, so there's one of the news breaks on this whole thing. There's a lot of them. I have a lot of stuff uploaded on this, by the way. Hopefully they all work. Hopefully they all work. All right, let me see here. $14 months, you guys. This all went down. 6 women. Not to mention the other things that might be involved with this, but within a 14-month period of time, 6 women go missing, and some of them are found deceased. Horrible, horrible situation. Okay. Thank you, SRB. There is our lovely Wisdom Speaks channel, guys. Please make sure to click that link. Jump over to Miss Wisdom's channel, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Please and thank you. Appreciate that so very much. Miss Wisdom puts in the work, helping to put out the word for missing and Indigenous women and men, Indigenous people missing, as well as regular everyday people that go missing as well. So please and thank you, guys. Go check it out, along with our lovely Miss Molly, her channel as well. Thank you, SRB, for that too. And of course, Mikey and Mama Bear. Can't forget them, of course. All right, hold on here. One moment. All right, so I'm going to start off with Mikey here. With that chapter, I'm going to let him tell the story first. Just because I like Mikey. I like the way he explains things, and most people like Mikey, so. One moment here. If you guys haven't checked out that chapter, please do it. You guys won't be disappointed. Mikey puts out some really good stuff, and he does it in a down to earth way that everybody understands greatly. Mike is great. So give me 1 minute here to get this loaded in, and we're good. Okay. Yeah, his sense of humor is good too. He, some of this stuff is so serious and rough that he makes it a little bit easier to handle, So anyway, 1 second, guys. And I put the link in the chat for his channel as well for you guys too. No. This isn't our Mikey. Our Mikey has a different channel. He's got the last 24, which his link is in here somewhere too. I think we dropped it. Tommy says same stuff was going on in Kentucky with Judge Mullins, Sheriff Mickey Steins, and other deputies, but no dead bodies showing up yet. Abuse of power. Amen to that one, Tommy. That's where my feelings went with that whole case too. Yes, sir. Of course, bro. Of course. All right, guys. Any questions about anything, so on and so forth? Now there is somebody else that, well, I'll let him explain it. If there's any issues with the audio or anything, let me know. Oh yeah, our Mikey's got really good video skills too. Mikey has come a long way, guys. So please check him out. You won't be disappointed.
This is Mike, and in this whole video, we're gonna have a little chinwag about the Chillicothe 6. Though there's certainly more than 6. In the small city of Chillicothe, Ohio, in 2014 and 2015, multiple women disappeared. Some were found, others not so much. Why and who could be responsible for this remains unknown, though it could be linked to a certain fella with a shady history named Neil Falls. That's just one of the things we're going to look at in this whole case, which is shrouded in mystery. So, without further ado, let's do. Chillicothe, southern Ohio, in the foothills of the Appalachians, has a population of roughly 21,000 people. It's about an hour's drive south of state capital Columbus and is surrounded by farming communities, a rural enough area, lots of dirt roads, ways to remain unseen. The story of the many missing women began on May 20th, 2014, when 30-year-old mother of 3, Tamika Lynch, was reported missing by her husband, who hadn't seen her for over 2 weeks. Now, her husband reported her missing, but the police didn't. She wasn't entered into the missing persons database because the police said, they didn't think there was any danger to her life. They didn't think she was in danger. She was found 2 days later.
Bob, Tamika's family put these flyers up from Pike County to Columbus, hoping she would come home. But just hours ago, they got heartbreaking news from detectives.
Her body was found wearing only socks in a creek by kayakers. The autopsy found she overdosed on cocaine, amphetamines, and alcohol. However, her death is believed to be suspicious, and it's thought she was dead when she was placed in the water. 27-year-old Charlotte Trigo also disappeared that month. She was last seen in Chillicothe on the 3rd of May. Walking on foot after her roommate evicted her. She's never been found. She was friends with Tamika, who went missing that same day.
I don't want to do anything. I'll just stay at home by the phone just in case.
Next was 37-year-old Wanda Lemons, who was last seen on November 3rd, 2014. A friend stated he saw Wanda on the day of her disappearance, and that he'd heard she'd gone to Texas with a truck driver. Now, she very well may have, but she never contacted her family ever again. She never contacted her daughter ever again. In December of that same year, 20-year-old Shasta Himmelrich, who was pregnant, was reported missing. Shasta was last seen by her family on Christmas Day 2014. The following morning, her car was found abandoned. She was last seen at a gas station in Chillicothe. Where she went after that is unknown. She was found 8 days later, drowned, her death ruled a suicide, something the family disputes, even though there are a few signs pointing toward it. She had oxycodone and cocaine in her system at the time of her death, but not enough to kill her, and her struggle to kick drugs was well known by her family. The coroner saw no sign of struggle on her body, though she did have self-harm cuts on her arm, and blood and a razor were found in her car. And Shasta had an unsent text message on her phone apologizing to her boyfriend. So all of which would point towards suicide. But as I said, her family disputes it. They say she would never enter the water by herself, and she was pregnant at the time and very excited about it. She would let everybody know. She was so happy. So
investigators have identified the remains as 26-year-old Tiffany Sayre. She's been missing from Chillicothe since May 11th. Her body was found in a creek bed in Highland County Saturday. The coroner there has not released the cause of death. Investigators say Sayre is now the fourth woman from the Chillicothe area who's been found dead since last May. Another death was ruled a homicide, a third death ruled a suspicious overdose, and another one was ruled a suicide. Investigators say they still aren't sure if the cases are related, and right now 2 other women are still missing.
in May 2015, Tiffany Sayre, 26 years old, mother of 2, was reported missing. She was headed to the Chillicothe Inn at the time of her disappearance. She was found dead the next month, her body wrapped in a sheet. Reportedly, there were no visible injuries to her body, though she had drugs and alcohol in her system. The coroner ruled it a homicide. Also in May 2015, 38-year-old Timberly Clater was found shot to death, her body left in the weeds. In October 2015, 31-year-old Rebecca Cade was found bludgeoned to death, hanging from a fence. Her sleeve had become caught while trying to escape her attacker. When she was first found, she was mistaken for a Halloween decoration, until a bloody rock and personal items were found nearby. A man was arrested and charged with Rebecca's murder, 27-year-old Donnie Coconero Jr. However, when it came to trial, he would ultimately be acquitted. Other women thought to be connected to the Chillicothe deaths and disappearances are 28-year-old Jamie Bowen, missing from Columbus, Ohio, 31-year-old Holly Logan, missing from Columbus, Ohio, and 25-year-old Megan Lancaster, missing from Wheelersburg. Yeah, you guessed it, Ohio. All the women had places and people in common, and all were involved with drugs. A lot of cases of dead and missing women. Startling, to be sure.
We're looking for any evidence of interconnection between the missing and deceased women. There's no red flag at this point that says this is connected to them, but we can't say for sure that it's not. And you've got to look at that. If you're asking for what we can say to the community is, listen, the best thing I can tell anyone is.
Yeah, that one was pretty wild, you guys, and it's really freaky, really sad, but just a bad situation.
Not that you should be fearful of this community, but don't be out in the wee hours of the morning unless you have a legitimate place to go, and don't put yourself at risk. That's what I would tell the community.
Entire town on edge. Several women go missing. Some of them later found dead. Now the FBI is asking if there's a killer behind all of their deaths.
Authorities have released new flyers seeking any information on the whereabouts of 2 Ohio women. Now, they're also looking for any information on the deaths of 4 other women in Chillicothe. Residents fear a serial killer might be on the loose. Meanwhile, the FBI has been called in to investigate.
What's happening to these Chillicothe women, and is there a serial killer on the loose?
A task force was set up. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigations, the FBI, and Homeland Security were all involved, and rumors of a serial killer began to surface. The authorities and investigators have always been extremely tight-lipped on these cases and whether they're really linked. But the authorities have said all the women knew each other, all had at some point battled drug addiction, some were sex workers. Now, you can imagine how that would hamper the investigation, because when some of the missing and murdered women are sex workers, what investigation? Now, a man was arrested in connection with the death of one of the women. 37-year-old Jason McCrary was charged with the death of Timberly Clater, who was shot 3 times in the head. He'd also failed to register his address as a sex offender. His car was found with blood evidence inside, though whether he is linked to any of the other women remains unknown. During his trial, he claimed another man had burned the body of Charlotte Trigo, though when followed up on, no body was found. where it was supposed to have happened. Another man thought to, may have some knowledge on the cases of the missing and murdered women, and thought to, know something. He was somebody the police were sought after, and his name was Ernest Dollar Bill Moore. Dollar Bill, really? That's all? He knew each of the women, had past arrests for drug possession and drug trafficking, and was accused of committing, quote, pure torture against the Chillicothe man in July 2015. Apparently, he punched, kicked, assaulted with a broom, possibly raped with a broom, burned with lighter fluid, silverware heated from the stove, and boiling water. Yikes. A nationwide warrant was issued for his arrest, and he turned himself in September 2015. Dollar Bill Moore never revealed any information about the missing and murdered women, or at least hasn't to date. Jason McCrary had tried to implicate him in the death of Timberly Clater, which is why he was sought after, and also, the kidnapping, torture business, nasty stuff. And so, probably another dead end in the case. So we got some arrests, though only one woman's case is actually solved. So what the hell is going on? Well, we don't really know. The investigators have always been extremely tight-lipped about the cases, whether there's links between them and what's really going on. I mean, there could be more women who have been missing and murdered who could be linked that the police just haven't said. In fact, all information regarding this has pretty much stopped since 2015. I mean, it's hard to say if they are related, kind of, if you squint, because all women knew each other, all engaged in the same social circles, all had battled drugs. Some of them were sex workers, so, them being unrelated. And remember, this happened in Chillicothe, a town of, just over 20,000 people. Not a big place. So this many, cases to happen in that small an area is worrying. So that brings us to an actual serial killer. Now the police have said there's no direct connection, there's no direct link, between him and the Chillicothe women, but the police have publicly said they are investigating. His name was Neil Falls, and he was from Springfield, Oregon. Neil had rented a room in Henderson, Nevada, from 2000 until 2008. During that time, 4 prostitutes went missing. Lindsay Harris, Misty Saint.
Welcome, Demon Dog. Thank you, Miss Karen. Good to see you. Elizabeth Wagner, welcome back. I think I got everybody. Good to see you guys today. Thank you, Miss Sherry, for the information. We'll check into that after we're done with this here. Wonderful to have you guys here.
Jody Brewer, and Jessica Foster. The dismembered bodies of 3 were found along highways. Jessica Foster remains missing. Now, not much is known about Neil Falls' life. Like, seriously, these are some of the only pictures I could find of him. He was born in 1969 in Oregon, the baby in a family of 10 children. Apparently, his upbringing was pretty rough. His dad was abusive to the family. He traveled a lot and had worked all over the country. And things seemed to have come to a head in January 2015, when his mother died. And at that same time, a woman he was dating revealed to him she was married. While living in Henderson, he worked at the Hoover Dam. Apparently, he just had a grand old time in torturing animals. And he also had to be kept away from the public due to a poor demeanor. He would regularly get up for work 3 hours early and drive off to Arizona. His coworkers at the time joking he was dumping bodies. Though that doesn't seem very funny anymore. He was eventually fired from the Hoover Dam for sexual harassment. As I said, it's pretty hard to find information about Neil Falls, but his phone number was linked to a Facebook page that was under the name BJ Ross, where he posed as a woman. And it was just a bit weird, the shit he would post. I mean, let's be fair, it's not surprising he turned out to be a serial killer. Now, I refer to him in the past tense, because he is dead. Killed by a sex worker when he tried to kill her. Yeah. In July 2015, right in Charleston, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, Neil Falls rocked up to the house of a woman named Heather, a sex worker he had met online. When she opened the door, he apparently asked, "Live or die," before he attacked her, beating and choking her. She managed to grab his handgun, and shot.
Now, everybody understand, there is no proof that Neil is responsible for the Chillicothe 6. It's just, it's interesting because there's a lot of the same, it just links up. I'll just put it that way, okay? So, he's definitely a bad guy, Demon. So, yeah, but there is no absolute proof of it yet, okay? Just giving you a heads up.
Shot him dead.
When he strangled me, he just wouldn't let me get any air, and so I grabbed my rake, and when he laid the gun down to get the rake out of my hands, I shot him. I just grabbed the gun and shot behind me.
Inside his car, the police found axes, a shovel, handcuffs, cleaning supplies, a big old jug of bleach, a machete, and a bulletproof vest. Also inside the car, the police found a list containing the names of an unspecified number of women. So, yeah, he was up to no good. The woman, by the way, she had to be hospitalized. She had numerous injuries, including a broken vertebrae, but the authorities ruled it a justifiable homicide, which I think is agreeable. Now, there is nothing hard linking him to the Chillicothe women, other than, well, being a serial killer at the time of their disappearances, and being only about 2 hours away, and having an interest in sex workers. It's possible. I mean, Neil Falls is connected to the disappearances or deaths of, 9 women across 3 separate states: Ohio, Illinois, and Nevada.
Her first name is Heather. She says 45-year-old Neil Falls from Springfield, Oregon tried killing her. She ended up killing him with his own gun. Investigators found a slew of weapons in his SUV, including knives, axes, a shovel, trash bags, bleach, and a bulletproof vest. Lieutenant Steve Cooper was the detective on the scene. He's with the Charleston, West Virginia police.
What comes to mind when you look at those items is that this is a serial killer kid.
Though Falls has been questioned or interviewed in at least 20 states, now Falls is being looked at in 9 murders and disappearances in 3 other states. He also lived in Las Vegas for 8 years, working at the Hoover Dam there when 4 other escorts disappeared. 3 were found dismembered. Had Heather, that escort in West Virginia, not killed Falls, police worry what could have happened next.
I believe that Heather saved lives, and hopefully we'll be able to bring some closure to some other families too.
And also, since 1995 until his death, Neil Falls had been detained by police for violating traffic rules in 16. So he was well traveled. God knows, what else could be out there, what else he was up to, probably a lot. And God knows how many victims there could be out there. There is thought that maybe there could be possibly another serial killer related to what's going on in Chillicothe. One we talked about on this channel, actually, Sean Great, who lived not too far away from Chillicothe. It's thought he may have many more victims out there, whether they are related to what happened in Chillicothe, we don't know. So that brings us back to Chillicothe. I mean, it could be a serial killer. Neil Falls, wouldn't bet money on it. But there could be an unknown killer out there. Unknown killers. But there is a known killer in Chillicothe. And that's drugs, people. We have a lot of fun on that chapter. But cool kids, they don't do drugs. Nah, I'm not going to do preachy bullshit. But places like Chillicothe have been hit hard by the opioid crisis. In 1 week, in October 2019, Ross County, the county Chillicothe is in, saw 9 overdoses and 5 suspected overdose deaths. In 2015, 42 people died of drug overdoses in Chillicothe. 44 people died in Chillicothe in 2016. Remember, this is a relatively small city, just over 20,000 people. The city is said to be on the 23 pipeline, which is a path for drugs coming from the Ohio River to Columbus and Detroit. So although there could be a serial killer in Chillicothe, or, maybe a killer minus the serial, there is one root cause for, these overdoses, deaths, suicides, disappearances, sex trafficking, and that's one thing. And it is something which is a major part of this case when investigating what's going on in Chillicothe. Maybe some people just wish there was a serial killer rather than a creeping drug problem which can infest any community, really, and leads to, well, nothing good. So that about wraps up this video, ending it on a pretty heavy note there. I usually try and end my videos on a lighter note, so let me think here. That Neil Falls guy, right? Hey, what a dickhead.
Thank you, SRB.
Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I will see you, as always, real soon in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Mike out.
And that is why I like Mikey. He holds no bones. All right, guys. Now, hang on here. I'm going to play some separate videos here on this. Again, thank you, SRB. Appreciate that very much. Okay, hold on here. Let me get these stupid downloads up and moving. There are reports of shots fired outside the CIA building. We shall see here. Give me 1 second. Real quick here. Wonder if it has anything to do with the JFK files. Kind of ironic that that happened and then this happened, and you know what I mean? This is all they're showing right now live. Heavy police presence outside CIA headquarters following reported threats. Okay, hold on. Let me get to another one real quick. I'm just going to give you a quick look at this, guys, so we can finish up what we're doing. There's a barricading incident at the court headquarters. One moment. They did, Demon. They did. There's not much to look at, but they did. So that's really all that you're seeing right now. They're not really showing much of anything. I will go back to this once we get through the rest of our show here, maybe towards the end. Okay, hold on here. Welcome, Miss Paula. It's wonderful to see you. Yes, 2,200 files, 63,000 pages. That's a lot, y'all. I know they didn't release everything. Okay, let me see here. And we're going to bounce around a little bit to a few different names.
Murder strikes a small town again. Chillicothe.
All right. Again, let me know the audio real quick, guys.
Murder strikes a small town again. Chillicothe police say people thought a woman's body was a Halloween decoration. Now this man is under arrest. This all comes as police investigate the mysterious deaths of several other women in that small town.
9 on your side's Roseanne Aragon spent the day in Chillicothe. She has the newest information from police.
It was the body of a woman that was said to be dangling on this fence. Now, this is one of several mysterious happenings that has the community raising questions. Resident Tammy Dixon decorates for the season every year, but what she saw Tuesday morning haunted her.
It was just like a worst Halloween scene that you can imagine.
She thought it was a fake zombie, but it wasn't. It was a body, and it was anything but a hoax.
It came straight out of like a horror story. But she was hanging basically on that fence over there with her left hand up.
The body of Rebecca Cade, a woman police say died from blunt force trauma to the head and neck, her body hanging on the fence overnight. But it's a mysterious happening among several others. At least 6 other women found missing or dead, all from Chillicothe. Mothers of several of those women now offering support.
My heart goes out to the family. No parent's supposed to feel this pain. You're not supposed to bury your child.
Angela Robinson's daughter, Tamika Lynch, went missing in May of last year. Her daughter's body was later found near a creek. Her killer's still on the loose. Yvonne Boggs' daughter, Charlotte Trigo, was Lynch's friend. She was the first to go missing.
I don't know anything. No more than I knew the day she disappeared.
As for this case, a potential answer. Donnie Kokenauer Jr. charged with murder, being held on a $2 million bond. Police say it's an isolated incident, but these mothers' guts say otherwise.
By the time this all ends, I would say it will probably be a connection some way, shape, or form.
What's left is another woman dead and the other women's families wanting more.
Somebody knows everything, or even just that small bit could blow everything wide open. Need answers and then justice.
Now, a task force has been formed to help find more information about those missing women. The family says every bit of information helps. Reporting in Chillicothe, I'm Roseanne Aragon, 9 on your side.
All right, bear with me. You know, my computer does not like to work this stuff the right way, so bear with me. All right. I'm just going to go. This is not going to be in order because it would take me too long to organize this. I have so much of this, but just bear with it, guys. It all links together, though. I promise you that, okay? And it is absolutely horrible.
For now, we're live in Chillicothe. Luann Stoya, ABC 6 News. Live in Chillicothe, Luann Stoya, ABC.
Nope, hold on.
.530, 4 missing women in 1 week in Ross County. Most of the cases have been resolved. ABC 6 reporter Luann Stoya joins us live as one family grieves for their daughter and another is still searching for answers. Luann?
Well, tonight, police tell us that at least we can rest a little bit easier tonight since 2 of those women have been accounted for. But we want to show you this. The family is planning funeral services for this woman, Tamika Lynch, tonight. And the other missing woman's case remains a mystery.
I can keep from shaking.
While it's difficult, Yvonne Boggs and her sister aren't giving up hope on their daughter and niece. They're posting flyers in an effort to help police come up with leads on the whereabouts of Charlotte Trigo. The 28-year-old was last seen May 3rd in Chillicothe.
I just want to know that she's safe. I don't know if someone's got her and won't turn her loose. I don't know what to think.
Mind you, this video was released June 8th of 2014.
Boggs tells us it scared her when Tamika Lynch's body was found in the river after she too had been reported missing. Investigators are waiting on autopsy and toxicology results to tell them more about how Lynch
Hi, Mom.
died.
I've told Tamika's family I don't think they were together when Tamika and her disappeared. I really don't. I mean, everybody says, well, you know, we've seen them together. They were acquaintances, but they didn't run around a lot together.
No worries,
Boggs says
SRB.
police reports that Trigo used heroin and suffered from depression are accurate, but that isn't stopping her from searching for the truth.
And once again, you guys, I don't care. It doesn't matter. These are still people, okay? I don't care what they did for a living. I don't care if they were using drugs or not. I don't care what they did. They're still human beings. They're still people. They're still important. So that gets brought up a lot within these segments, and I don't like hearing it, but it shouldn't matter. It should never matter. Exactly. It's dumb. It's not important. It's no different than if a mother of three, a housewife, went to the grocery store and was abducted, and the same thing happened to me. As far as I'm concerned, it's the same thing. Nothing makes a difference in this.
Truth about her girl.
She's a good person deep down. She would help anybody. She would do
Very good
anything
points.
for anyone.
And while these flyers are one of the ways of trying to reach out for information, the sheriff has started a Facebook page. He is hoping that people will come forward with information on either of these cases, and especially to see if either of them are connected. For now, we're live in Chillicothe. Luann Stoya, ABC 6 News.
All right. Hopefully these are going to roll together like they're supposed to.
After hearing
Okay, hold on. Yeah, these are all rolling together. Well, maybe not. Hold on.
Had to step back for a minute because I was actually, just taken back. I couldn't believe that I was seeing what I was seeing.
The woman who called 911 has asked us not to reveal her identity.
A couple walking along an Ohio road makes a startling discovery. And new at 11, it's not the first time a body has been found in the area.
A walk along Cave Road near Bainbridge in Highland County turned frightening Saturday. A couple spotted something terrible in this culvert and immediately called 911.
Found a woman's body in a creek, wrapped up in a blanket.
The witnesses say the body was partially nude and duct taped.
I had to step back.
Yeah, I covered Anthony's case a long time ago, Stormy. Like when I first started. Very crazy situation. This guy was nuts. So yes.
For a minute because I was actually, just taken back. I couldn't believe that I was seeing what I was seeing.
The woman who called 911 has asked us not to reveal her identity because she says she's concerned for her safety. But over the phone, she said,
It scared me. And I, still have visions of her. In my mind, I just tried to think I was meant to find her. bring closure to that family.
Tiffany Sayre was last seen alive in Chillicothe 6 weeks ago. Her family says they prayed and searched, hoping she would be found alive.
It brings somewhat closure. We know she's not missing now, but this is not the closure we wanted. We wanted her home.
4 women from the Chillicothe area have been found dead over the last year. At least 2 others still missing. Several of the women knew each other because they went to the same Scioto County Drug Rehab Center for treatment. Local, state, and federal investigators continue to search this very remote area looking for clues. Investigators say they don't know if this case is connected to any of the other bodies discovered in the area. They say, however, they are not ruling out any possibilities.
There are too many coincidences with this that they're, for me to believe that they're not linked. Okay. So, hold on here. One moment. It's working its way in.
Stepping up efforts to find out if someone is responsible for the deaths of 4 women.
They're not going to put it at rest until it's solved, and I feel that.
All while trying to find 2 women still missing.
We are going to take back our street, and we're going to make this work.
Tonight, authorities in Chillicothe are trying to calm growing fears of a serial killer after 4 women turn up dead. And good evening, I'm Mike Dardis.
And I'm Cherie Palello. Tonight, authorities are ramping up efforts to try and solve the crimes. WLWT News 5's Tammy Murtasa has the update from police tonight and rally to find out who's behind these deaths.
Today, investigators, public officials, and people all rallied to take back the streets of Chillicothe. Investigators say they're stepping up their game to bring back peace to this community and to the victims' families. Holding on to the memories of their loved ones, I just want.
And I want to tell you guys, when I was researching this, there's more than just these 6. There are. Hold on, I want to show you something here. Okay, look at this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 that are verified. Okay. There's actually more than that, too. This area, in my opinion, there's a serial killer. There was. I don't know what's going on right now, and I'm going to show you some update stuff that there really isn't. Oh, 100%, Stormy. I agree with you on that, too. That's another case that I'm really kind of obsessed with. But there's 11 posted here on this poster here, okay? So think about that. And there's more. There's probably another handful and a half of people that are unnamed, unclaimed. There's some Jane Does, but it's all within this area. And this carried over within 3 states, they believe. Okay? So there's that, too. This is just this Ohio area here.
Their loved ones.
I just want to know what happened to her, and I think we all want to know.
Families are holding on to hope for closure. Shasta Himmelrich's body was found in the Scioto River in January.
I can't let it rest, and it's with me every day, all day, and I can't forget it.
Since last May, 6 women have mysteriously disappeared. Now 4 of them are dead, 2 are still missing.
When I think about how horrible I feel, I think how horrible, that they must feel. They don't even have, we don't have the answers, but they have nothing. They have absolutely nothing.
The fear is growing in Chillicothe. You can tell by the size of this crowd at the town's rally.
We are going to take back our street, and we're going to make this work because you know what? Chillicothe was a great town, and it's going to be great again.
A $5,000 reward is offered for each missing woman. A new task force focusing on the missing women has been set up. Investigators say they've stepped up foot patrols and police presence in troubled neighborhoods.
Criminals, heed this warning. If you break the law, we will arrest you.
It's a unified effort families and investigators hope will solve the unnerving mystery.
I don't want my family scared to be in the community, and I don't want your family scared to be in the community.
Investigators are pleading with the public to be their extra eyes and ears. The hotline to call is 800-222-TIPS. Reporting from Chillicothe, Tammy Mutasa, WLWT News 5.
Tammy, thank you. Detectives telling us today all of the women knew each other in circles where drugs and prostitution.
That didn't need to be said, but they do it every damn time. Sorry, guys. Hang on.
Based on what he did to her and based on
Police in West Virginia seem to have quite the case on their hands. A man killed by a woman he attacked in her home may have been a serial killer himself. Mark Albert spoke with investigators who believe the dead.
Now we know who he is and what the thought is. I don't know that he is involved in the Ohio stuff, but it's still possible.
Man may be connected to murders in 3 states.
Police say 45-year-old Neil Falls was answering an online ad for an escort when he showed up to this Charleston, West Virginia home. This woman, Heather, who doesn't want her last name used, answered the door. She says Falls, armed with this gun, asked her live or die, and then started choking her.
When he strangled me, he just wouldn't let me get any air, and so I grabbed my rake, and when he laid the gun down to get the rake out of my hands, I shot him. I just grabbed the gun and shot behind me.
Heather ran out of the house and flagged down a neighbor who called 911.
She had to defend herself and she shot him. She's in the kitchen. He pulled a gun on her. She's got cuts and stuff all over.
Inside Falls' car, detectives found a machete, axes, knives, a shovel, and a sledgehammer, bleach, plastic trash bags, a bulletproof vest, and 4 sets of handcuffs. Now, police are investigating whether he could be connected to the murder or disappearance of 9 women across 3 states, Ohio, Illinois, and Nevada. Evidence found with dismembered bodies outside of Las Vegas, where Falls used to live, is similar to an item found in his car. And all the women were escorts, most of whom advertised online. Steve Cooper is with Charleston Police.
So it's likely that Mr. Falls is a serial killer. I believe she saved lives by shooting Mr. Falls, based on what he did to her and based on the items that were found in this car.
Police are not charging Heather for the shooting, which they say was in self-defense.
I knew he was there to kill me.
Can you imagine where we'd be right now if she wouldn't have done what she did? If he would have gotten to her? This would have just kept on going, you guys. This guy was nuts.
Authorities will enter Falls' DNA into a national database to check for links to other crimes. Falls was found with a list of names, ages, and phone numbers of 10 other women. All are still alive. Jim?
Mark Albert in our Washington newsroom tonight. Thank you.
Yeah. He was... Sorry. He had a plan. He had a list. That's insane to me. Okay, guys. Sorry. This is just acting so stupid today. Worse than normal. And I even went in and cleaned stuff out. So I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if my internet's just being stupid or what. But bear with me, and I'm so sorry, as always. I know I say I'm sorry all the time, but I just feel bad. This doesn't go right. And it's weird because it doesn't do it any other time of day, only when I'm doing this. So I don't get it, but okay. Hang on here. Get this one out of here. There we go. Now it's starting to work a little bit better. Trying to make sure. Oh, yes. This is another one that hasn't been proven yet, but it's believed to be involved. Okay, hold. All right, sorry. Now it's working for me. Here we go. This is Megan Nicole Lancaster. Okay. Once again, link.
Megan Nicole Lancaster was born on October 24th, 1987. In 2013, 25-year-old Megan lived in Wheelersburg, Ohio, and had a 7-year-old son. However, due to her drug addiction, her son was in the care of his grandmother. On April 3rd, 2013, Megan was supposed to run errands and return to her parents' house that night, but she never arrived there. She called her mother at about 7:30 p.m. and said she was hanging out with some friends, but sadly, this would be the last time she would ever speak to her daughter again.
I want you to understand something. This is not one of the Chillicothe Six, okay? But as you'll hear them say that they believe, police believe, there's a relation to this. Oh, that's awesome, Stormy. Yeah, she's very good. I like what she does. I follow a lot of her stuff actually. But yeah, this one here, okay. Actually, if we could drop her link too, guys, if you don't mind, Southern Girl Crime Stories, I'd appreciate that. This one here has not been classified with the other six as of yet, but it still falls into the same bracket. She did know them. Oh, okay, Stormy, I understand. So I truly believe, and that's why this is what I started with, was Megan Lancaster. That's the case I started with when I got wrapped up in this whole thing. Yeah, through Reddit and oh my god, the other link I can't think right now. But all the research resources that I was looking through for this, she took me to all these other people and all this other stuff, and that's where it started, was right here with Megan. So
2 days later, her white Mustang was found abandoned at a Rally's Hamburger in Portsmouth, Ohio. Inside, investigators found her wallet on the passenger seat, but her cell phone was missing along with her. Her family stated that despite her addiction problem, she adored her son and was in daily contact with her relatives before her disappearance. On April 6, 2013, the day after Megan's car was found, her brother Jeremy and sister-in-law Katie received.
now this gets a little wild, okay? This is her sister-in-law Katie. Remember that. Thank you, Stormy. Something's going on. I'm gonna tell you something's going on. There's reasons why I know something's going on, and you're gonna hear this here shortly. But yeah, this is a big deal, folks. This is not some small little bullshit situation. This is a big deal, and way more people are involved in this than I thought. Way more.
received a phone call from a cousin of theirs saying that Megan was tied up in room 116 at a local motel.
My husband and I got a call from their cousin, and he just said, I need you to get out to this hotel. Megan's in one of these rooms, and that she was tied to a bed. It was like, oh my gosh, we've got to get there. And so when we arrived at this hotel, my husband went and knocked on what could potentially have been death's door. He risked his life not knowing if there were machine guns or whatever on the other side. 116 is the door that we knocked on, and 2 men answered the door, and my husband said, I heard my sister was here. Do you guys have her? Well, they wouldn't let him see in the room except just to the bed. Then when we got home, another phone call comes in. It was an anonymous call. We don't know who it was. Said that Megan was tied to a bed, but in room 210, and that she heard her brother outside and that she was screaming for him. And she was no longer there. They said that she had been taken out in a bag, but that she's still alive. So we watched this place for days, and we started noticing things like the 2 guys, one of them had a big Suburban, and he would always be outside shining the wheels, and Dollar Bill. Dollar Bill is his name.
Investigators
Now remember that guy. He goes by the name of Dollar Bill. Remember him, because I have something we're going to talk about with him too.
believe Megan's disappearance may be connected to the disappearances of Jamie Bowen, Holly Logan, Wanda Lamons, and Charlotte Trago, and the deaths of Tamika Lynch and Tiffany Sayre. All these women were young mothers who struggled with drug addiction, and some resorted to prostitution to support their habit. Several of them attended the same rehab center in Scioto County and had mutual acquaintances. Charlotte and Tamika were friends who went missing on the same day, May 3, 2014. Tamika's body was found in Paint Creek 3 weeks after her disappearance, and her autopsy determined she had multiple drugs in her system and died from an overdose. However, investigators found her death to be suspicious. Tiffany's body was found in a creek on June 19th, and her death was ruled a homicide. It's possible that a serial killer could be behind all these disappearances and deaths, but no suspects have ever been named in any of the cases. After Megan's disappearance, Katie found a list of names and phone numbers in a series of color-coded notebooks among her belongings. Some entries had notations beside them, such as dance for or men who give money. Among the names in the notebook was Michael Mirren. And
now, this is where I was trying to show you guys some people that are involved in this. Some big name people that are involved in this, okay, that definitely shouldn't be, as even law enforcement to an extent in being involved. This is a big deal, folks. It's a big deal. A lot bigger than it thought to be. Okay, now these, okay, this Southern girl put this one out September 21st of 23. Hold on here. Megan went missing April 6th of 2013. Okay. Again, all of these things are all kind of wrapped up. Now, there's something you're about to see that's a little crazy. You just saw Megan's sister-in-law, Katie, right? Follow along with this. I this blew my mind when this hit. And remember this guy too. Hey, Miss Kim. I was telling Arctic. Is Arctic in here? I didn't even see him. I was telling Arctic I knew Megan, sister-in-law. Katie? Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, Miss Bonnie. You do what you have to do, hun. We're here. Always. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you feel better. So, yeah. Remember this guy's name here, Michael Mirren. and who he is, and then you're about to see what happened here, which thank God to an extent, but that doesn't answer it all. It's wonderful to see you, Kim. Thank you for joining us, dear. Hope you're having a good day. Oh, okay, the other day, I gotcha.
An attorney and former Portsmouth City Councilman. In October 2020, Mirren was arrested on 18 charges, including human trafficking, racketeering, and promoting prostitution, with 6 victims involved. However, he was not named a suspect.
Now, those are 6 other victims, guys. That's 12, 13, if you want to go there. 13 that we're at so far that are linked together and tied into this mess, okay? With this piece of garbage being involved too.
Or person of interest in Megan's disappearance, but her family believes he's responsible for her disappearance and presumed homicide. On October 2nd, 2021, Katie was sadly found deceased at a home in the 1100 block of 4th Street in Portsmouth.
So this is the sister-in-law, Megan's sister-in-law, and Megan's brother right here. They were out looking for Megan and what's going on, so on and so forth. So in turn, and they were digging and making noise, and they find this woman dead now in her home. You're going to tell me that something ain't right with this? Something's not wrong with this? I've seen that before too, Trish. Interesting. Yeah, this is absolutely horrible. There's nothing else that I've seen or heard or that I could find, Kim, about Katie's death. Nothing else. So you know where I'm at with this then, if we're hearing this the way we are. This is crazy to me. Okay, this is getting deep, folks. I told you this is a deep one. She didn't live there. Okay. See, that's good that you're here, that you know these things, because I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that you know these things, because I couldn't find anything else, Kim. I couldn't find anything else relating to Katie's death, but she didn't live there. That's interesting. So where was it that she was at that she was found then, if she didn't live there? See, this is what I'm talking about, you guys. This is nuts. I'm glad you got your cleaning done, Elisa. Welcome back. Parking lot. Oh, okay. Interesting. That's quite interesting. See, to me, that sounds like that was a setup. Like, come meet me. I have some information for you situation, and boom. And then there's nothing else. There's no other details that I've been able to dig up. Nowhere. So that's crazy. See? Thank you, ma'am.
The cause of her death has not been made public, and I did a thorough search and never found anything. However, it's well known that Katie was a driving force in finding Megan, getting justice for her, and exposing local corruption and human trafficking. Less than 3 months later, right
Ports Ellie got rid of her. Wow. See? I told you guys there were links that I found that Ellie was involved in this in some senses too. She was getting close to something, in my opinion, and knew some things and some names that she probably shouldn't have. That's, again, my opinion. She did. She worked really hard for Katie, or for Megan, from what I saw. And it's so sad that this had to go this way. All you're doing is out here putting forth the effort to try to help your family to get answers, and this is what happens. This is so sad, you guys. It's so sad. I appreciate your input on this, Kim. I really do, hon.
Right before Mirren was scheduled to stand trial for the nearly 20 charges, he would die in a hospital from health complications.
So he was getting ready to go stand trial. He was probably going to testify about certain things and just conveniently ends up dead, dying in a hospital from health complications. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at this point. With everything else I found on this, guys, I don't. She became a PI. That's awesome to hear. That's so awesome. She put a lot of work in for Megan, and she was really trying hard. He's probably living on an island somewhere. That's very possible. Very possible.
Loved ones continued to believe that Mirren was involved in her disappearance. However, as of 2023, she has never been found, and this case remains unsolved.
Yeah, I didn't see one either for him, which was kind of strange to me. I looked up obituaries too. Oh, okay. Good to know. Good to know, neighbor. So that was Megan's case, okay? And that this is all linked. It's all linked together, you guys. I'm telling you. All right, so remember the guy that we showed? They said his name was Dollar Bill. Okay. Hang on here. If this will load. Sorry. So you know where I'm at with all this then, Kim. If you're from there and all this stuff, you know what I'm talking about and what I mean by the links and stuff. Hold on. Old Dollar Bill, right? Hold on. Now there's a name that gets thrown out in here as a police officer. Take heed to that name too in this next video. I don't know. My computer's doing its own thing. Oh, absolutely, Kim. It needs done so bad. This is when I started getting into this. Like I said, I started off with Megan Lancaster, and it just took me from one to another to another to another to another, and then down the big hole. And here we are again. There's so much more to this. I won't even be able to cover every bit of it today. I'm just giving the basics to it now to give you guys a picture to look at. You know what I'm saying? And you got to pay attention to this too, because there's some other info in here. So we saw that they referred to. This relates to that. And some more. Like I said, there's a law enforcement officer who's named in here that I think is very important and pertinent to this. Okay, so stop right there. Let's back this up. So the first girl we talked about, Tamika. Okay, now we're being told by who was a local rug seller. Oh yeah. No, I know who you're talking about, Kim. So now we're being told by this guy that this Tamika that went missing was a local informant for the local police. Okay, and we got Officer Campbell and a couple other officers that they're talking about here. Where I told you guys that law enforcement was involved, I wasn't kidding. And it's gonna get to the point where they talk about good old Dollar Bill too. So this got really interesting really quick for me. Told you guys this was deep. I know these little clips are kind of short, but I had to throw all this together to try to give you guys the picture to see what I'm talking about here with this. Okay, one moment. Next. Oh, come on. This is driving me nuts. Oh yeah, it happens. It happens in my local area too, Miss Sherry. Yeah, yeah, it does. Doesn't it, Cap? It definitely does. Okay, hold on, guys. One moment. I wish this would work right. I need something. I don't know what. My internet's slow today or what the hell the deal is, but it's doing its thing. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna throw this in here too. All right, here we go. Sorry about that, everyone.
New information tonight about a body found in a state forest in Ross County. The sheriff's office says they have been able to identify the man. The body was found in the woods near the Tar Hollow State Forest. That's northeast of Chillicothe. NBC4's Ted Hart is in Ross County tonight. And Ted, has the sheriff released the man's name yet?
Yeah, and just within the last half hour, actually, we received word that the body has been positively identified as 34-year-old Nicholas Fogg, whose last known address was in Madison County. No word yet, though, from the county coroner on the cause of his death. You know, given the recent history of events here in Ross County, residents here are understandably anxious for some answers. Ross County has attracted national attention this past year for the rash of missing women and bodies found. So when a body was located yesterday in a heavily wooded area near Tar Hollow State Forest, there was this reaction.
Another one is the bad part. It's just getting too common.
But also this.
I just don't know what's going on with our little towns. I don't.
Betty Bracken said most of the problem outsiders.
I mean, because we all look after our own, always have. So it's just unnerving.
And in this case, the man who found the body called 911 and said it looked like foul play.
But it looks like a body with a plastic bag over the head.
Investigators say they're treating the death as a homicide while awaiting a more definitive conclusion from the county coroner.
And you know the strange thing is with this is okay, Stormy. That some of the way that these bodies are found are what you would call mafia style hits, organized crime type hits. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Miss Kim. I agree. And then some. And then some.
At Hendersonville.
Hold on. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. On we go.
Hardware store in Adelphi, Ruth Henderson holds court every day with her dog Snickers. She says it's scary.
A small community like this, most of the people know everybody else and where they work and where they live and everything. And I don't know what to think myself, really.
From the sheriff's office has been positively identified as Nicholas Fogg, last known to be living in London in Madison County. No findings yet from the county coroner on the manner or cause of death. Live in Chillicothe, Ted Hart, NBC4.
And we appreciate the update, Ted. Thank you. As Ted said, Ross County has been in the national spotlight because of that rash of missing women. The sheriff's office formed a missing persons task force. 6 women in Ross County were reported missing just since last May. 4 have been found dead. Charlotte Trego and of the missing women, and we plan to continue our coverage. Stay with us on air and check NBC4i.com for updates.
So now we have a man's body found. Okay. Hold on here. One second, guys. Sorry. Now, let's move on a little bit further. I'm telling you, this is all in one big bowl of wax.
A police officer accused of sexual assault. His accuser, a woman who ran to officers to report she had been the victim of domestic violence. Well, a woman says her boyfriend assaulted her at a Chillicothe hotel and she ran to police for help. She says after her boyfriend was arrested, an off-duty officer sexually assaulted her. 10 TV News reporter Glenn McIntyre live in Chillicothe this hour with the explosive allegations and how they're being handled. Glenn?
Jerry, one officer and his friend, a civilian, are accused of sexual assault. 2 other officers are under investigation for allegedly mishandling a domestic violence call involving this same woman. Police say this is where it started in the early morning hours of Sunday, January 17th. Patrick's Pub, a bar inside this Chillicothe Quality Inn. Chillicothe police officer Brandon Mather was off duty drinking with a friend. He called a fellow officer, Tad Franklin, for a ride home. Franklin, who was on duty, responded to the hotel. That's when they were approached by a woman who told them her boyfriend had just assaulted her inside their hotel room. Officer Franklin called for backup, and Officer Jeff DeMint responded. They took the woman's boyfriend into custody. 3 hours later, this 911 call came in to Chillicothe police.
Yes, ma'am. I don't know how to really explain this. My wife and I have been separated for a little bit. She's texting me saying she needs help really bad, that she's at a cop or a policeman's house named Brandon Mathers up in Chillicothe. Is there a cop named Brandon Mathers?
Uh-huh.
Okay, she needs help there. There's 2 guys trying to rape her and has her pants undone, is what she is texting me.
Investigators say after officers Franklin and DeMint left with the woman's boyfriend, Mather and his friend took her back to his friend's home. They say that's when she texted her estranged husband for help.
But she's texting me saying, please help. And she said, I'm at a police officer's house by the name of Brandon Mathers. There's 2 guys trying to persuade me, and they're taking my pants down, and she's trying to get away from them. She's saying, help me, please.
Officers responded to the home, and the woman ran out, telling them Mathers and his friend had sexually assaulted her.
It's a very bad situation.
Chillicothe Police Chief Keith Washburn says he immediately asked the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation to handle the matter.
I want people to have the confidence in this police department and this office that we're going to do the right thing. And I think having an outside agency investigate this was the best way.
He says he takes the allegations and the public's trust very seriously.
A police officer is a position of trust, and the community gives you that. It's a privilege, and you have to show the community that you deserve that.
There's our mama bear.
Tonight, BCI is investigating the sexual assault allegations against Officer Mather and his friend, who we are not identifying because he's not been charged with a crime. BCI is also investigating possible criminal mishandling of that domestic violence call by Officer Tad Franklin. Both Mather and Franklin are on paid leave tonight. Officer Jeff DeMent's response to that domestic violence call is also under investigation, but there are no allegations of criminal wrongdoing on his part. He remains on duty. We contacted Officer Mather today. He declined comment.
So we have 3, 4, 5, 6 possible officers. Okay. 1 minute here. Hold on. Like I said, from the things that I found, it led me to this, and then led me to that, and then led me to another piece of it kept leading me to these different things, and it all comes back to the same generalized central place. You know what I mean? It's insane, you guys. It's just there's so much real deal in your face corruption. Okay, not to mention the missing that are involved within this too. It's so disgusting to me. I've never seen anything like this, and it's in the state that I'm in, you know? All right, hold on.
A body found inside a house in Chillicothe is being investigated as a possibly suspicious death. Good evening, everyone. I'm Colleen Marshall.
And I'm Mike Jackson. NBC4's Ted Hart live in Chillicothe, where neighbors say they grew concerned when they began noticing strangers hanging around that house. Ted.
Well, and Mike, police believe that people have been in and out of this home in recent weeks, even though the body that police found inside here this morning had obviously been dead for a long time. Just to get to the body, police called for a city garbage truck. The homeowner here was a hoarder. Trash is stacked floor to ceiling. Investigators say there's no evidence of foul play, but they're not ruling that out yet either.
And it was badly decomposed. Basically, skeletal remains is all that was left. So the individual had been in that house deceased for some period of time.
But neighbors had seen people around the house recently and knew something wasn't right.
They stole the tires off his truck, so I went and ran an officer down, asked him how long we had to wait before they do something.
Police did something today after receiving a tip that there was a body inside.
It's just a sad situation.
Neighbor David Sparks says the homeowner, Charles Kaltenbach, at times would live in his truck rather than the house.
I believe everybody knew in the neighborhood. I believe even the police knew, but nobody ever messed with him.
Police have not confirmed the identity, but Patty Shackelford is sure it's her cousin, the homeowner. She says, especially after he retired, he just withdrew.
But he didn't want nobody to see what was going on. He said, I liked my privacy, I liked my shade. And he was just the type of person, he just didn't want the help.
And investigators won't speculate on why it was that the body was actually found underneath some of the trash inside here, other than to say that there are a number of ways for that to have possibly happened that do not involve criminal activity. Live in Chillicothe, Ted Hart, NBC4.
No. There, when I was looking through certain things, it linked me directly to that person had the availability of being involved within this too, and that those people around the house were involved as well. All right, hold on. More coming. Like I said, this is not this isn't all in order, unfortunately, you guys, but one moment here. Okay, I think it's up now. All right, it's working. Like I said, I'm sorry this is all over the place, you guys, but it's all got a link to it in some sort.
A call was made to the Chillicothe Police Department stating an ID card had been at approximately 8:30 a.m. this morning. A call was made to the Chillicothe Police Department stating an ID card had been found in a large lot near the dead end of North Rose Street. A Chillicothe Police Department sergeant went to that scene. He was informed by the caller that the Ohio ID card was found near the flood wall. The sergeant was taken to the location where he located various items, including a shoe. Other officers were summoned to that scene, and the body of a white female was located approximately 200 yards away near a fence line close to the intersection of Hardin Drive and North Brownell Street. The female was pronounced dead at the scene by the Ross County Coroner's Office. That victim had signs of injury to her body. She was taken for an autopsy. At this time, positive identification has not yet been made. Also, at this time, there is no evidence at the scene to indicate in any way that this homicide is related to any of the current missing women's cases currently being investigated in Ross County. This is a very fresh and active investigation, and more information will be released when it becomes available. We'll answer a couple of quick questions.
Can you describe what position she was in, how she was found in relation to that fence, and how you think she got there in that position?
She was found dangling from the fence. Two workers actually removed her. When the PD officers found her, she was away from the fence. She was on the ground. But at one point, she had been attempting to climb over that fence.
You believe she was trying to climb the fence?
Possibly. That's what it looked like.
What were the obvious signs of trauma?
I can't release that at this time.
When you say that you have not made a positive ID yet, even though you found the ID card near her, is that because there was some sort of disfiguring of the body that you can't connect the ID card with the face?
There's no disfiguring to that body. That we've heard that rumor that the face was mutilated, and that's not the case.
So you don't think that it's concerning as a victim or missing?
At this point, there's no evidence to say there is, but there's also no evidence to say that there's not. We're investigating this as a homicide on its own. If there's any evidence to link it to the others, then we'll certainly look at that.
I think one of the questions you may want to be asking, I think you're maybe trying to ask, is that it doesn't appear to be one of the missing women that was discovered. If that's the question you're asking, it's a different individual.
Oh, another one.
Not that we know at this time.
Is this an area like the dead end of Brownell near that fenced up area where prostitutes are known to frequent, or a high drug area with heroin, anything like that?
There's some vice crimes, drug crimes that occur in that area. It's kind of out of the way. It's right by the flood wall. So any time there's any type of illegal activity, we usually receive a call on it just based on the amount of foot and bicycle travel that occur on the flood wall.
We're hearing she did not have shoes on, and she appeared to be climbing a fence. Was she running from someone?
We don't know that yet. It's too early to speculate.
Did any neighbors, anybody report hearing anything, seeing anything? Anybody tried to reach out to help somebody that was in need or something like that?
No.
No, there was none of that. And in fact, we would ask if anybody had heard or seen anything, please contact the Chillicothe Police Department to let us know, because so far, no one in the area reported hearing anything.
What will it take for a positive ID? What needs to happen before you guys are able to?
They're going to do an autopsy on the body tomorrow, and they're going to confirm that with fingerprint identification. And understand, until that's confirmed scientifically, we don't release the name for the family's sake.
This was October 15th of 2015, just so you guys know.
Neighbors who saw the body this morning said that they could not identify any facial features. Was the trauma to the body so bad that you could not identify the body?
No, that's an inaccurate report.
How long do you believe the body was on the fence before you found it?
I think the short answer is that is we don't.
This is the press conference from the girl that they found on the fence. For those that, if you guys remember that.
Know yet, and that'll be something we're going to explore through the autopsy to hopefully get some more idea of how long she was possibly there.
Can you talk about how she was actually attached to the fence? Was her clothing caught or
Clothing was caught, asleep.
hanging by that?
Yes.
Sheriff? What tells you that she was attempting to climb, and where do we think was she heading into the property, inside the fenced area, or in the other direction? Do we know anything about that?
I think the safe answer is we don't know yet. I think it's a lot of it's speculation. It would be very difficult for a person to get up there if they weren't climbing that themselves from that position. But we don't have the answer to that at this point.
Okay, so to watch this whole thing would make no sense to you guys. So there's this other one, and they arrested somebody for this, right? Well, an article I read, it's believed that they think she was involved in this whole Chillicothe 6 as well, okay? And they do not believe that this guy is involved with the other situation, but that she is. But they arrested him for her. Think about that for a minute. See what I'm saying? All right, so we have, hold on, I have a couple other things here. One second. All right. Now this one was September 26th of 2017.
Chillicothe police are looking for this woman, 43-year-old Danielle Dunn, who has been missing since Friday. Her car was found on Glencroft Avenue, but she was last seen on Warren Avenue in Columbus. Thank you for staying with us tonight at 5:30. I'm Ellie Merritt.
I'm Mark Taylor. Chillicothe police are asking for the public's help, both here or there and in Columbus, to help find Danielle.
That's what the article read, Kim. It's believed that the woman that was put on the fence the way she was killed from the fence. It was to send a message to certain people. There's that now. Thank you for saying that.
Police and families say there is no evidence that Dunn's disappearance is related to any of the other missing or deceased women from Ross County. NBC4's Rick Reitzel has more.
She's a Chillicothe mother and grandmother who family said relapsed into a drug addiction and has been missing since last Friday. She's 43-year-old Danielle Dunn, known as Danny, and her family says they're worried sick about her.
It was Friday when she was supposed to have left her husband's house to go in town to pick up my brother's daughter, her granddaughter, to babysit.
Her son, Brandon Payne, called Chillicothe police, who found her abandoned car in this wooded area behind Glencroft Avenue in Chillicothe, and police entered her into the National Crimes Database.
Could wait up to 24 to 72 hours to enter somebody in based on the criteria that they have. Ms. Dunn fit the criteria to immediately enter in the system due to some medical conditions.
Other than the addiction, she's a great mom and great, grandma. I got 2 children of my own. My little brother's got 2 kids now. They love her to death.
Brandon says his older brother died in a car crash back in 2005.
That's really when my mom really started battling drug addiction real bad. And
He's been searching for her and spoke with a man who says he was with her on Saturday.
he had said he took her to Columbus and she kind of ran off from him.
Dunn was last seen near Warren and Sullivan Avenues in Columbus's Hilltop. And if you know anything about her whereabouts, you're asked to call either Chillicothe or Columbus police. On Columbus's southwest side, Rick Reitzel, NBC4.
Okay, we're getting close to the end, guys. I promise. I know this is long, drawn out, but there's so much in it. Hold on here. Hang on. If I had more time, I would have organized it better. Sorry, I did. These people are insane, you guys. Insane. One more here. Hold. Now, there's another one who's not on that list as well. Her name is Shasta. Okay. She disappeared. There's so many women involved in this, you guys, and other people too, but mostly women. And that's what the belief was as well, Kim. I read that in that same article. All right, here we go. So that's she's not even on the list. Okay. So we're at what, 15 now. And there's more. Like I said, there's more. Hold on. Where are we at here? There's so many of them. So many of them. Oh, this is another piece that's kind of important. If I would have had more time, I would have I would have organized all this. All right, here we go again. Number 16, Kimberly Clater. Okay, guys, there's so many. This is a whole thing, folks. That, like I said, I didn't have time to organize, so that's why it's so all over the place, and I'm really sorry for that. I feel bad. They're not rolling out like they were supposed to either, so I don't want anybody getting confused. Hold on. No problem, Kim. Take your time, dear. Okay, so now I should have showed you guys this before, and I couldn't find it. Now I can. Amazing. How about that? Okay. So everybody understands who Jason McCrary is here. Sorry about that, folks.
Missing women in Ross County, and now considered one of the missing women in Ross County, and now the man accused of killing her is on trial.
Jason McCrary is facing murder charges in the death of Timberly Clater. NBC4's Ted Hart is in Chillicothe tonight. And Ted, bring us up to date. What happened in today's proceedings?
Well, there was more evidence, more testimony from witnesses today, and some surveillance video that all put the defendant, Jason McCrary, in the car that is believed to be the scene of this murder. Surveillance video shows Maria Catron and Timberly Clater walking to a gas station in downtown Chillicothe. Prosecutors say Timberly Clater left the gas station with the defendant, who is seen in the video getting out of a white vehicle before going inside. Clater was murdered in May of 2015, shot 3 times in the head, and detectives quickly tracked down that white car in the video to the home of Jason McCrary's girlfriend.
Was there anything about that vehicle that caught your attention?
Yeah, there was what appeared to be blood smeared on the bumper.
Do you recall which bumper that was?
I believe on the rear driver's side, be on the left side.
Investigators say there was also evidence of blood found inside the car and on a throw rug that had been in the car. Detectives also collected a pair of camouflage sneakers found at McCrary's girlfriend's home.
Those shoes matched the shoes that he was wearing in the Speedway video.
Interest is high in this trial because Tiffany Claytor was one of 6 Ross County women who were murdered or went missing in an 18-month period. They all had a history of drug addiction. One eyewitness has testified that McCrary shot Claytor in the car after an argument over some crack cocaine. And during cross-examination today, defense attorneys suggested that there may have been evidence that detectives did not pursue that might have led to other suspects. The prosecution's case is expected to continue tomorrow. Live in Chillicothe, Ted Hart, NBC4.
Okay. 1 minute.
So much more to discuss. Please stick around, guys. Don't come back. The battle's over.
We begin tonight with breaking news. The search for a man believed to be linked to a pair of shootings in southern Ohio has ended. Arrested just moments ago, right here in Columbus.
Yeah, we first told you about this breaking news in a mobile push alert about 45 minutes ago. And since then, our newsroom and reporters have been making calls, trying to get information, learning up to the minute what's going on. This all unfolded earlier this evening near the small town of Clarksburg. That's near the border of Ross and Pickaway counties.
And that's where NBC4's Jason Aubrey is live tonight at one of the shooting locations. Jason.
That's right. We are here at one of the shooting locations. I'm going to step out of the way so you can get a little bit better take a look at the scene here as we push in. Those flashing lights are as close as we could get. They've asked us to travel back to the location we're at now so that they could begin processing the scene. Those lights are right where these shootings happened earlier. One of the victims in that shooting has been killed. They've been ID'd, but they are not releasing their name at this time. The second shooting victim was wounded. They are in surgery at a Columbus hospital. Now, the suspect they were looking for was a 31-year-old Jeffrey Ryan Holsinger. He apparently fled the area in a black Cadillac with Florida license plates. They felt that he was traveling north towards Franklin County, and when Columbus police saw a vehicle matching that description, they pulled it over, and sure enough, they were able to take Holsinger into custody. Again, the suspect in this crime is in custody this evening, and one of the victims is in the hospital being treated for the wounds they received here. There is still very much to do here at the scene. They are going to continue their investigation, collect evidence, and we will continue to follow this story and bring you updates as they become available. For right now, we are live here in Ross County. Jason Aubrey, NBC4.
That is another person that is involved. Sorry. Okay, hold on here. One second, guys. Oh yeah, 100%, Tommy. This is a mess. You guys, if I wouldn't have been reading this and seeing this for what it was, I'd have never believed this. This blew my mind. We think Fredericktown's bad? Hell no. Come to Ohio, folks. Now, Twyla Goebel is the other officer, along with the one officer we were talking, Campbell, Officer Campbell. They work together. That has involvement within this as well. I don't want anybody to get confused. Okay. Yes, thank you. It's wonderful that you're in here the day that I covered this. It's crazy, Kim. Appreciate you so much. So yeah, guys, this is deep, folks, and way deeper than I thought.
Robin's concerns about Twyla Goebel didn't end with the cell phone.
She says Detective Goebel took Meg.
There you go. Okay. Is anybody else uncomfortable with this situation yet? Besides me? Yes. Don't forget about Michael Mirren. I showed him already once, Kim. That's the heavier set older guy that went to prison and then ended up dying in prison from medical. Yeah, whatever. Okay, now hold on here. These are so out of order. I am so sorry. Hey, Phil. You see how he was acting with her, real snobby like? The subpoenas call for us to submit Steve and Angela's interview transcripts, recordings, and investigative records, including the names of the confidential sources referenced in the declaration. They want who their sources are and the informants so that they can go after them. This is like some creepy shit, guy. His name tag. Hold on. TJ Hollis. Kim. That's his name.
County Sheriff's Office intercepts her with a delivery.
See, that's the thing, though. They want them to turn over all their interview material, this, that, and everything else in this case. They don't even care about that. What they want are their sources and their witnesses. That's who they want. And that's scary, you guys. Very scary to me. It is. People started looking into the disappearance of these women. Okay? This is what this is in a nutshell, folks. People started, like we're doing, started looking into the disappearance of these women. They started interviewing people. They started getting answers. The families were giving information, so on and so forth. And it started pointing at people that we would not normally want to believe were involved in this. Next thing you know, here comes a subpoena. We want to know who your sources are. We want to know who the people you're interviewing are. We want to know this. We want to see the materials they're giving you. And I guarantee you what comes next. And thus far, it's known, Officer Campbell and Twyla, those two, and there's more than that involved. There's multiple police officers that were involved there too. Not to mention, hold on. Hold on here. God, I wish I had taken the time to put this in order for you guys. Good to see you, Andy. All right, guys, hold on. Good to see you too, bud. There's just some more of the victims' families here. Richard Celeste, Kim, Dick Celeste. Yep, you are right. Isn't Mikey? He's still in there now, but Richard Celeste was the guy that was in there a long time ago. He was involved back in the day in some bad stuff. He got found out for a lot of the stuff he was involved in. In turn, never say I'll be right back. Good point, Andy. Good point.
At least every single day.
No, Alicia, that was a good yell or good try because, like I said, Mike DeWine is in there now, so good. It's a good guess, 100%. How many dirty cops have been exposed protecting drug dealers, even dealing drugs themselves? Hundreds. Oh, absolutely, Tommy, absolutely. And this is just, you don't even think about it. When I started looking into this, like, this is the state I live in, and I'm going, no, not here. Guess what? You see what we're talking about today. Him and another one started with a K. Oh shit, not Care Luke. I know who you're talking about, Kim. I'll look it up, but I know who you're talking about. Yes, you are right. Thank you, Sherry. Hold on, you guys. Hold on here.
Previously on The Vanishing Women.
The Ross County Sheriff is asking anyone who knows anything about a string of missing women to come forward.
As these women started to disappear more frequently, we knew that there's more than a coincidence.
There were 2 women deceased, and there are 3 women missing at this point. Charlotte Trigo, Wanda Lemons, Tiffany Sayer. But Tiffany is the most fresh of those cases.
Nobody knew where she was. Her phone stopped. And she had been seen walking home. And then she was gone.
Authorities were called to the area of Masseyville and Trigo Creek roads where a body was found today.
A lot of us in the community and a lot of us in the business thought this is going to be the body of Tiffany Sayer.
We just wanted to know if it was Tiffany for sure. But there wasn't a tattoo on her back.
When you think you found a missing woman, in this case Tiffany Sayer, and you find somebody completely different, it sends, everybody into a complete panic.
In this case, the question is asked, do you have a serial killer? I can't say yes or no.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to run that one because that is through the ID channel and they will strike it. So there's that. But hold on here. Probably not going to be able to run all this today either, by the way. We may have to come back and finish up more of this another day because there is so much of this. Hold on a minute here. Hold on.
Trigger warning. Content may include sensitive or violent content not suitable for all viewers. Feel free to step out if needed.
Okay, so this is where it starts to explain where the important people, even above the police, are involved in this, okay? This is what I was trying to get to at some point. I just needed to explain all that other stuff first, best way I could. Thank you, Alicia. I mean, it's not, probably not, but it does give that warning, so I just want to make sure you guys are prepared just in case. So remember the guy I told you to remember in the beginning, Michael Mirren, that heavyset old dude. He's dead now, but Ann Wexner, yes, is another name to remember. I'm so glad you're here, Kim. You've made this so much easier on me. God bless.
I've heard of mothers and daughters being basically pimped out by Mike Moran. These guys are coming in from Philadelphia, New York, Columbus. This is well known, these Portsmouth girls. This has been going on too long. The whole community knows it. I don't want my daughters to be the next Moran girls. So this has to end.
For decades, women in Portsmouth, Ohio have told stories that describe a sex trafficking ring run by Michael Moran, a local attorney and former city councilman. It's a dark secret that people in this small town openly talk about. Now, several women tell the Inquirer they were lured into a life as sex workers.
This video was put out April of 2019, just so you guys, after all that other stuff went down, all those girls have gone missing. Now we're into 2019 at this point. Oh, I know. Well, he's gone now, so probably for no good reason, and I think he was taken out purposely too, because he can't handle being in jail, and I think he was going to roll over on a bunch of other people, and I think that's why he was taken out. There's still no answers to a lot of where these women went. That's the biggest part of this whole thing. They need to be found so their families can bring them home and have closure, and nobody's talking about it.
With the promise of making hundreds to thousands of dollars nightly. But eventually, they felt trapped by fear and their drug addiction.
Totally false. Totally false. Now, I will say this. I make my living as a lawyer, and I think I'm a pretty decent lawyer.
I was Mike Moran's #1 girl. Mike introduced me to some friends, and I was paid.
Now, understand, you guys, that the wrapping this all up like this, okay? The reason why I believe all these women went missing and were found deceased is because they were going to start talking about certain things, okay? That they knew too much. I'll just put it that way. And the way they were taken out, the way they were, their lives were taken, is very dark. Some of them were dismembered. Some of them, they believe, were, like we heard, burnt. I hate talking about it like that, but There's that. Okay. They knew too much about too many people now. So this will tell you guys, if I think that Michael Marion was taken out, this goes higher than him. Okay. That's my feelings on this. That's all I'm saying to you, which is why this is still a cold case, because it's not going to get to that. I don't believe it'll get to that point. We're at 2025 now, and I believe, in my opinion, this is still happening. Maybe not as widely known, but I believe it's still happening. Yeah, that too. That too. They're done with you at that point. They've used you up, and it's disgusting. But yes.
Paid extra for having sex, doing little dances, naked hot tub.
I have never had a prostitution relationship with any of these girls.
Mike Moran not only paid my bills and made sure that I was taken care of, he also made sure that my drug habit was taken care of. You know, I don't think he cared if I was using the drugs. He just didn't want, like I said, he just didn't want me to be, you know, too bad off, too far gone.
The drug issue that we have here, it seems like a lot of women are being exploited by male drug dealers who either have the women transport the narcotics or the opioids back, and or they take advantage of them because they're addicted to it and provide them with the drug in exchange for sex.
This southern Ohio town, along the banks of the Ohio River, is home to 20,000 people and sits in one of the poorest and least employed regions in the state. Portsmouth was once an economic rival to Cincinnati, but was hit hard when its manufacturing base collapsed in the 1970s. Then, pill mills dispensing OxyContin took over the area in the 1990s and early 2000s, starting a wave of drug abuse that still lingers. In some ways, the environment of Portsmouth helps keep the sex trafficking operation running. The men allegedly connected to it work in several branches of local government. These include some whose job it is to protect exploited women: police, a judge, and other elected officials.
There's the judge, Kim. I can't ever remember his name, but there's the judge. Also, the drug rehab in Portsmouth needs looked into. I'm glad you guys are giving them a voice. Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
The women all tell the same story of powerful, connected men taking advantage of them. Many are too afraid to go on camera.
There it is, Judge Herschel. Thank you. This is like I said, this goes higher than even Michael Marion. Okay. There's Marion, sorry. There's the judge, and there's somebody above him too, from my understanding, what I read.
Mike would set me up with someone. The way they would word things is such and such's house needs cleaned. Why don't you go be a cleaner for this gentleman?
I've gone to, like, you know, some trips and stuff. I would meet the friends at hotel rooms, and I would go up to their room and have sex with them for money. Sometimes they would pay me themselves, or at least tip me, you know, $100 or something, and Mike would pay me the rest.
After he took his cut too, because they were all making money off this too. The bigwigs were, as well as law enforcement officers, as well as the other people involved.
I've been to his office many times, and many times he'd have different girls working, filing paperwork.
Thank you, Tommy.
And at the same time that they were filing paperwork, you know, a gentleman might stop by and she might take him to the basement.
I feel like Mike trafficked me to his friends, or pimped me out even.
I'm not going to stoop to defending myself against these people.
Mike reminded me often that, you know, I wouldn't have anything without him.
If I were doing drugs or selling drugs or prostitutes in 40 years, do you think there'd be one person that would, you know, nothing? I don't even know what give me the definition of a sex trafficker.
Michael Marion. You, my friend, this guy right here.
Sex trafficking is when someone is coerced into sexual activity for money against their will. That coercion can be the threat of physical abuse, the threat of legal action, or threatening to or withholding drugs from someone who is addicted.
Human trafficking could happen here. The conditions are ripe. You have drug addiction rampant. You have unemployment. You have poverty, which all the three of those go hand in hand, it seems like. So you have a built-in group of folks who are desperate, maybe hopeless, that could be preyed upon by those that would seek to use them for material gain.
I was made to feel like I had to do those things and that there wasn't really any getting out.
You can walk into a restaurant and see Moran in the corner, have two girls sitting with him at a restaurant, and you'll hear somebody else say, "There's Mike and his girls."
Mike's had so many rumors about him for so long, I'm not sure he really cares. If there was something there, I'm surprised that nothing's happened.
First of all, I think to investigate Mike Moran or any of the other attorneys.
But he did get arrested, convicted, and put in jail for it, you guys. So that tells you right there that it happened. And then after that, the man just conveniently died of medical complications while in prison. Here's the thing. He was friends with big-time people, okay? Big money people, important people, that he probably could have rolled over on those people and made his sentence less. Never got the chance to do that. There's a reason. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, there is another one too, Kim, and I think it's going to get brought up. It's in one of these videos I had. Like I said, I didn't get to organize all this, and I'm so sorry again.
Whether, I don't care who it is. I mean, if it's that big a deal and it's that far reaching out of state, out of country or whatever, I just don't think we have the ability, the manpower, resources to do it.
Exactly.
The experiences these women shared are backed up by a federal affidavit that describes the decades-long sex trafficking ring headed by Moran. Federal agents submitted the affidavit as part of a wiretap request for a drug investigation that included Moran. They said that Moran recruited and employed women to travel as prostitutes and distribute drugs in other states, including Florida, New York, and Nevada. The documents say Moran promised lenient sentences to his female clients in exchange for working for him, an offer he could make because of possible help inside the police department and court system. The DEA delivered the results of the investigation to the FBI, but Moran has not been charged with a crime.
If you look at the affidavit, those are confidential informants under indictment by the FBI, and they say, "Do you know anything about anyone?" And it could go easier for you if you can tell us something.
I think sometimes Mike thinks he's doing girls a favor or he's doing a good job. And it's kind of like he's leashing a dog so it stays out of trouble. But at the same time, he has control of that dog or that girl.
These girls, they may have voluntarily went there, but it's like walking into your own death or into your own prison.
They voluntarily went there because they weren't living a good life, and they were promised this and this, and it happened. And they also, a lot of them have addiction problems, and they were kept fulfilled with that, guys. That's all their only reason why they voluntarily did anything. And then at some point after that, then they had no choice.
Because now you're stuck.
And there it is, because then you're stuck. And when they tried to pull out of it, in my opinion, of course, guess what? They're no longer with us. Because they had information that they shouldn't have had. And in turn, everybody knows, I don't want to do this anymore. I have children. I needed help. You help me out. These women want to get clean. They want to live their lives. They want to be mothers to their children. All of this stuff. Thank you, Elise. I was actually going to throw that and this one up here. Right there. Okay. Thank you, Alicia. Maybe it'll do it. Maybe not. Hold on. So like I said, a lot of these women wanted to start to live their lives again. Well, guess what? Doesn't work that way to these people.
It wasn't like I could just go to the police department. There's no one to tell. Everybody's in each other's pockets. You can't.
In addition to not trusting the police, many women say they are scared of becoming one of the dozen or more women linked to drugs or prostitution who have disappeared or been killed in Southern Ohio this decade. One of those missing women is Megan Lancaster, who disappeared from Portsmouth in 2013 and has never been found. The case remains open and her family continues to search for answers while making sure she isn't forgotten. Megan's story casts a shadow of fear over this town, especially for these women who are afraid they will end up like her if they speak out.
I was scared that I would disappear, that they would kill me and get rid of me and that would be the end of it. Or I would be, framed for something. I mean, nothing has changed. Just a new set of girls. Because after you're a certain age, he doesn't want to have anything to do with you, Mike, or the friends. They all want a young girl.
I feel like a number of these individuals, they're used up, thrown away, and discarded like they're trash. And they're not trash. They're an emotional wreck. They are chaos. They need help.
And that's going to do it for today. But as you see, there's so much involved in it. And there's still more. There's still more I could be showing you, but we've been in here for 3.5 hours and I don't want to drag you guys through anymore. Because I know it's a lot. But it's still happening. It's still happening. Okay, even though Mike Mirian's gone, I can never say his name. He's gone. There's certain other officers. The police chief, I believe he was fired, I think. Hold on here. And truly, there's a trafficking issue in Cleveland as well, and it's linked. It's linked. No lie. Hold on one second. There's one more piece I was going to show you, I think, that will kind of close out for today. One moment here. Oh, absolutely, Alicia. Okay. Yeah, there's actually 2 of these here. So the mayor suspended the police chief, blah, 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 blah. There's a bunch. Every county is linked to, yeah. Cuyahoga County, and then, yes. And it had me looking at this, wondering, when I was looking into all the missing children out of Cleveland, if there was maybe, I know that the runaways could be linked into this because they'd get a hold of the runaways, especially the teenage girls. They grab a hold of them quickly if they can. All right.
Well, just into the ABC6 newsroom tonight, 610 WTVN reporting the Chillicothe police chief says he's been fired. Roger Moore is facing 8 allegations related to behavior and insubordination over the past year and a half. Moore says he's done nothing wrong and he plans on fighting his firing. He'll have the right to appeal, and we'll let you know when that happens.
Okay. So he got fired, and here's what he had to say.
Time on his recent firing.
ABC6 reporter Steve Levine is in Chillicothe. Moore now claiming that he was terminated for taking care of his family.
Last week, a hearing officer ruled that Moore could be disciplined on 7 of 8 charges, including unprofessional conduct and insubordination. Moore was fired on Friday. Now he's battling back, claiming this has nothing to do with his professionalism. It's all personal.
I was really surprised that I was terminated.
Former Chillicothe Police Chief Roger Moore's reaction after learning Friday he had been axed by the mayor. Moore's city portrait was removed 3 days after a hearing officer ruled he could be disciplined on 7 of 8 charges, including unprofessional conduct and insubordination.
Yeah, the majority of them, if not all of them, was either dealt with or the mayor was aware of them and never said anything to me to the contrary that he felt was misconduct.
And trying to work with Roger on those issues, there was compliance.
And I'll be honest with you guys, honestly, I don't trust any of these people from what I've seen. Not even this guy. Of course he's going to fire the police chief because it's got to make himself look good, because who knows if he's involved. That'll draw attention away from him because of what he did. You know how that works. Just saying. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying he was involved in this. Just saying I don't trust any of these people.
Wow. And then they resurface.
Now Moore is firing back, demanding he get his job back, or he says he'll file a lawsuit claiming his being let go was retaliation for filing a workers' comp suit against the city on behalf of his wife, a retired city firefighter who died of lung cancer in 2012.
They wouldn't retaliate in Chillicothe, things would be okay. And it seems like as soon as it was filed, sure enough, they come after me.
So there's no retaliation for filing a claim. That's ludicrous.
Moore and his attorney, Thomas Tootle of Columbus, say they will give the city until September 5th to reinstate him, or they say they'll go forward with these retaliation charges in court. Moore is also planning to file appeal in connection with his firing with the Civil Service Commission. In Chillicothe, Steve Levine, ABC 6 News.
All right, hold on. There was that last one. Hang on. Okay, here's what the supposed chief's an outline of what his what he did, basically.
Suspension of Chillicothe Police Chief Roger Moore. Fox 28's Mary Jedlicka now live from the newsroom with a list of 8 allegations that led to his suspension.
Tommy says, never forget, never give up. Great exposure for a never-ending problem of corruption by cops, lawyers, and judges. I hope it does help in some way, Tommy. I really do. Just, if nothing else, to make the awareness out there that this happens every day. Small town corruption, guys. We've talked about small town corruption in many, many forms, whether it be Fredericktown, Missouri, or Chillicothe, Ohio. It's all over the place, guys. And again, this runs deep, and this is bad. Okay, many people have lost their lives over this, and it's really sad, and it's very scary. But I appreciate that, Tommy. I appreciate you guys being here and helping me with this too. I mean, it's really interesting knowing that there's 2 of you that know this so well. I appreciate you both so much.
Mary?
Yeah, that list ranges from intimidating city officials to unprofessional conduct. And tomorrow afternoon, Chief Moore will be able to...
Here tonight, we're learning more about the suspension of Chillicothe Police Chief Roger Moore. Fox 28's Mary Jedlicka now live from the newsroom with a list of 8 allegations that led to his suspension. Mary?
Yeah, that list ranges from intimidating city officials to unprofessional conduct. And tomorrow afternoon, Chief Moore will be able to tell his side to the city law director. Now, according to an inter-office memo that Fox 28 News obtained, the director of safety services for the city notified Moore on August 6th of the hearing, warning him the 8 allegations could lead to disciplinary action if proven true. Now, the charges date back to March of 2013 until most recently July 25th of this year. There are 5 counts of malfeasance and or failure of good behavior and 2 counts of insubordination. Now, details into the charges include intimidating public and city officials, challenging the mayor's authority, reacting inappropriately after provocation or a physical altercation with a citizen, as well as a continued pattern of disrespect or unprofessional conduct with Ross County Sheriff George Lavender and his staff. Now, in that memo, the city says its investigation provided enough information to support these charges. Now, Moore is allowed to bring a representative or counsel with him to this pre-disciplinary hearing. Again, that hearing is tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. at the City Law Director's office. Live in the newsroom, Mary Jedlicka, Fox 28 News.
Now I'm going to end with this. This is just one more other little piece of info. This is minimal compared to what else has gone on, but this just shows you the variable wide range of corruption that goes on and has gone on. Okay, it's just one more little piece of info.
Was on paid administrative leave after a use of force incident. Developing tonight in Ross County, Chillicothe police say an officer is on paid administrative leave after a use of force incident this morning at the Ross County Jail. The Attorney General's office is investigating here. They tell us there was an alleged physical altercation between an officer and an inmate. No injuries were reported. The officer's name has not yet been released.
Okay, now, like I said, the wide variable range of things that have gone on, not the worst, obviously, but it's that big of a deal. Okay. And there's still more. Oh hell. Yep, I did miss one of. See, I knew it. Okay, I can't leave without showing you Lindsay. I have to give her a voice too. This is the one I couldn't find, and it's buried in here. So anyway, so this is like that's known of 16 or 17. That's known of. Okay, out in the open.
Well, tonight, a family has answers after their loved one disappeared months ago. 28-year-old Lindsay Shobalak went missing in February, and the sheriff's office says she was found in an abandoned campsite off Chester Hill Road in Ross County, which is south of Chillicothe. Today, 10 TV's Kevin Lander spoke to her parents, and they say detectives told them no foul play was involved.
Deep into the woods behind me is where hunters found 28-year-old Lindsay Shobalak. I spoke.
No foul plays involved, but they found her out here in the middle of nowhere in the woods. She just took herself out there and took. Come on, guys.
With her parents about her disappearance and the mental health issues this mother of 2 was dealing with.
All we did was love her.
Parents John and Sue Ellen Shobalak say their daughter Lindsay started to change in January.
She believed everybody was against her.
She was very delusional and
paranoid. And if you've ever dealt with somebody like that, the more you try to tell her, no, really, it's not like that. We love you. Well, they pull away. And
they believe their daughter stopped taking her medication.
But she had told me, well, it's inevitable. And I said, what's inevitable? And she wouldn't tell me. She said, you'll find out.
In February, detectives say Lindsay took a call at work where she was a tattoo artist, then disappeared. The context of that call remains a mystery.
because that phone call was just so pivotal. you know, that took her from I'm doing my job to, whoop, time to go.
Before she disappeared,
Then she left a note for her best friend and a house key that said, and I don't know all the words, but ended with, "I'll be fine and so will you." She left a note for her boys. She packed 2 backpacks and she found a place to be alone.
alone in this forest, her father says despite drones and a 60-person search team, Lindsay remained hidden, possibly in a shallow cave.
Everything points toward hypothermia. She, as I mentioned, she had never been a camper. She had no gear.
When detectives found her remains, her parents say they were surprised she was found just a mile from where her car was found.
So when they said she was in Ohio, period, I was shocked.
And I would in no way call it relief, because I used to be able to believe she was going to come back.
That's gone.
They wonder what more they could have done to help their daughter cope with her mental illness.
Now, this one's a little different, but I still have my questions. I still have my questions on this one. But it could be that it's different, guys. It's so much. She abused certain things, okay, as well. So I don't know. This could be different, and out of respect for her and her family, I'm not going to throw her into anything in specific, but I just feel like there's too many of these flags that have popped up with every one of these people and every one of these victims that have just led in the same direction for me. So I'm not going to doubt it. I'll just put it that way. I'm not going to doubt it at this point.
Before Lindsay disappeared, her parents say she checked herself into a hospital for 48 hours and was released.
And there it is, because she received this phone call and then out the door she goes. That's what has my belief. Thank you, Kim. Right there is what makes me believe it.
Fathers, if you have a child, a daughter, and you've got a kind of relationship with her, and you see that change, ask questions. Find out what's going on. Don't watch it happen.
Despite rumors to the contrary, the parents tell me they are adamant that the sheriff's department did everything they could to find their daughter. They say in the end, their daughter simply did not want to be found. In Ross County, Kevin Landers, 10 TV News.
Well, Lindsay Schobelach leaves behind 2 sons, ages 3 and 8 years old. If you know someone struggling with mental health, we have resources on 10tv.com.
All right, guys. Again, that's going to do it. So, let's not forget. Let's go backwards a little bit. Megan Lancaster's sister, Katie, was found deceased in a parking lot. Thank you to Kim. All these things point to things that tell me this is not. It's not what we think it is. I'll just put it that way. It's definitely dirty and dark, and there's some bad stuff going on, and we've seen it, and it's still going on. Tommy has reiterated that, it's still going on. This is a shame, very bad shame. So, in my opinion, it was made to be known, or in my opinion, made to look like the Chillicothe 6 may have been taken out by a serial killer. Well, in a sense, I guess you could still list that person as that, or those persons as that. But I do believe, you guys, at this point, after showing you all this stuff too, that we kind of know where this may be coming from now. Okay, and hopefully, we're giving these victims all a voice to tell stories about what their life was like, what they had to endure, and what people took advantage of with them, and what they did to them, in a sense, per se. And it's absolutely horrific to me. And I hope it brings awareness to my wonderful state that this happens everywhere. Small town corruption is real, and it happens daily. We saw this in, like I said, Fredericktown, here in Chillicothe. Was it Whitehall? I think it's Whitehall, Kentucky, where Mickey Steins and Kevin Mullins were employed. Same thing, guys. Sheriff Stein shooting Judge Mullins is the same scenario. Same type thing. And it's real. Small town corruption is absolutely real. And here we see it all right in front of us, black and white, 100%. Kim says they have it national in Kentucky as well. We know it. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So, yeah, justice for Katie as well. I agree with that one, Kim. It's horrible what that had to. She fought so hard for her sister-in-law, to no avail. So that's exactly why I picked this today to cover, because they deserve to have their voices heard. And the people that their loved ones deserve to have their voices heard. So, and there's more that I could probably go back and do a whole other show on. So anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me today. Very much so. I really appreciate CLK Creations, Miss Kim, and Tommy G for your input and insight into this. It very much helped in a lot of ways. I really appreciate that. My Blue Crew, you guys are amazing. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. You guys know I couldn't, wouldn't, or should never try to do without you. The meatballs in the sauce today. I appreciate all you guys coming in here and helping me spill this sauce. Did dirty cops and judges protect the real killers of the Idaho 4? I don't know, Tommy. That's a good question. That's a great question. Thank you for this. Shared and liked. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we will be doing more of this kind of thing too. Of course, cold case is a cold case, whether it's this type of stuff or other stuff. Because this is a cold one, not solved. So it is what it is. I hope you guys, yes. Yeah, that could be, Tommy. It could be for sure. That's right, Miss Peggy. Justice for all. Thank you for being here. Trish, you have a wonderful day as well. All of you guys, don't forget to love yourselves and love each other. Don't change nothing. You guys are the beautiful people. I love this community. I appreciate each and every one of you guys so very much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I don't know if I'll see you later or not. You know how the rules run. It's always up to the boss lady. So thank you, Alicia. Again, guys, please make sure to like this, subscribe if you have not yet, hit the notification bell, share this out. Jump over to Mama Bear. She's still pinned in the chat there. Do the same for her if you can, please. I appreciate that so very much. You guys have an amazing rest of your day. God bless. I will see you all so very soon. Bye-bye, folks.
Typing at the speed of light, hunting down the shadows, bringing wrongs to right, digging deep in the data, facts sharp as a knife. With every single story, he's fighting for a life. A voice for the voiceless, he won't stay quiet. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. Streaming loud and clear, cracking cases open, hearts filled with fear. These channels are beacon in a world gone wrong. He guides us through the chaos, a soldier so strong. The clicks and the likes, they follow his lead. With every new case, he plants a new seed. Sharing their stories, giving hope where it fades. Daniel's a warrior through the trials he waits. In a world of silence, he shouts out their names. Daniel's got the fire igniting the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. From the shadows he rises, streaming loud and clear. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim story, he pulls at the strings. A hero in the darkness, hear the truth he brings. He won't let us fall, bringing the truth out, answering the call. For every soul forgotten, he's here to stand tall. Daniel the genuine, will always give it his all. guiding the fight. True crime revelation shining through the night. With every victim